Cruising with Crosno. Jamming oldies.
Okay, this one is from Benny in Chaparral to his family in Roswell. Also from Edna to John, Suavecito. And now's a good time for you to make a request. The area code is 915-6142-99. And there's nothing I'd rather do than to be with you here this weekend, this afternoon, all right?
Hey, Cosno.
Yes, sir?
You big phony.
Well, you know, I gotta say something.
Big phony.
Well, you know, I gotta say something. The sad thing is, it's true. The sad thing is... That's Suavecito on Cruising with Crosno. That's especially from Benny and Chaparral to his family in Roswell, and also from Edna to John. You guys want to wrap it up? I just have the weekend show, you know.
Cruising with Crosno. Just jamming oldies.
So before we get to that, Suavecito, how would you translate that? I mean, what does it mean exactly?
Hey, Cosno. It means there's no light in the men's room.
Now, that's just silly.
Cruising with Crosno.
How could one word, Suavecito, mean, no, drop it. Okay, this is from Victoria in El Chuco to her baby, Chewy. All right, that'll be fine. Let's just, we don't have to have that every single time, you know. Okay, so, as I said, from Victoria in El Chuco to her baby, Chewy. All right, already, don't do. This means a lot to them.
It's a thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line between love and hate. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just getting in. I knock on the door. A voice sweet and low says, "Who is it?" She opened up the door and let me in. Never once did she say, "Where have you been?" She said, "You hungry? Are you hungry, honey? Did you eat? Yeah. Let me hang up your coat." The woman tell me, "Pass me your hat." All the time she's smiling, never raises a voice. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't give it a second thought. It's a thin line between love and hate. Don't think you can keep breaking your woman's heart. It's a thin line between love and hate. And she'll sit back and enjoy it. It's a thin line. Yes, it is. Between love and hate. She gon' fool you one day. The sweetest woman in the world could be the meanest woman in the world.
Globus 6 Schlub.
Be holding something inside that'll really, really hurt you one day. Here I am laying in the hospital, bandaged from feet to head, in a state of shock, just that much from being dead. I didn't think a woman would do something like this to me. Didn't think a girl had the nerve. Here I am. I guess action speaks louder than words. It's a thin line between love and don't think you can keep treating your woman bad.
That's such a nice song. It kind of makes me want to just sit down, sit back, and relax.
Don't sit down.
I can't sit down? All right, let me explain why that is, sir.
And don't con me.
I'm not conning you. I forget it. Everybody's so grouchy, you know? This is from Shorty to his Ruca Un Ratito. On Cruising with, I know it as well as I know my own name. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think. Okay. I said welcome in to Globus, but I don't have my microphone set up. Here we go. Okay, now I got audio. Now I have a voice. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just playing a little Cruising with Krosno while I get everything set up. Trying to pull those
Audio.
just trying to pull the Sunday oldies vibe. We've always had this sort of local tradition here of playing oldies on this Sunday. It's always playing on the radio. There's always people calling in, making requests for their families and stuff, and I don't know. It's always felt really wholesome to me. And I didn't really have any content lined up. I was thinking about just jumping on Kerbal and like launching some little dudes into space, but let me see what we got on YouTube. Maybe I do got something left.
You know, my favorite part of that song is where he says, No quiero estar solo, quiero estar contigo. But he kinda
Holy
says it
fuck.
like this, like,
Oh god.
"No quiero estar solo,
Oh god. I killed a bunch of ants today. Holy fuck, where did it go?
First notice you're in
We have these big fucking carpenter ants, right? Holy shit, we have these big fucking carpenter ants. They hurt when they bite you. I poisoned like this whole ant hill, and I was like sweeping up dead ants so that the birds don't get them and get poisoned. One of those little fuckers was like on the back of my, like the hair on the back of my neck, like just chilling there. I felt something, and then I just casually pulled a big fucking ant off of my, oh my god. Let me freak out for a second.
I'm perfectly sane. That's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. Coming up right now, happy birthday, baby. Then sincerely and darling
Revenge of the
forever.
Ants.
Then after the break, it'll be You Really Got a Hold on Me. It's okay. What a wonderful world. Mi gordita. Close your eyes and shut your mouth. No, that's not okay. Angel Baby, sleep.
Oh, you have no idea, man.
Clover to wrap out the hour. Now on Happy
Okay. Yeah, I've spent the better part of the better part of this summer patching drywall and killing ants. And yeah, it seems like they're coming for the revenge there. Okay, we got some NASA content here. 1-year-old abandoned mine camping with Steve Wallace. That looks pretty cool. Alright, alright. The algo's cooking. We got some news. It's pretty depressing. I don't know if you guys want to go over the news. I could. But that wouldn't be very Sunday fun day of me, would it? Brian Trahan? That sounds familiar. Is that the travel guy? I think it is. I'm surprised I'm not following him. Oh, this is interesting. A video from 1989 appears to be some guide on getting to West Berlin. I think I'm gonna look at that just out of like, just pure curiosity. But can I bring it up fast enough for my Bluetooth earbuds to not lose fucking, what's it called? Reception. I don't know. I might not get to hear the beginning of this video. Okay, we're coming out of one ear. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, we have unlocked both ears. Let's find out how to get to West Berlin. You guys, it's 1989. The wall's still up. I'm negative 1 year old.
You should have in your possession a travel pack which gives you all the details required for your journey along the Autobahn corridor. You do not need to worry about the trip. If you listen carefully to this brief, it will give you all the details that you require. You will also...
So East Berlin was a communist one, right? This is a little before my time. I've seen like some movies kind of referencing that era, but like, yeah, I think I was born like a year after they fucking knocked the Berlin Wall down, so... okay.
Also, of course, be in possession of the travel pack throughout your journey. You will travel along a 103-mile route through East Germany. This is the only road that the Allies may use to travel into West Berlin.
Oh, that's crazy. So like the Brits literally had to drive through East Berlin. Huh.
At the start and finish of the journey, all Allied travelers are subject to identity check by Soviet soldiers at Soviet checkpoint Alpha and Bravo. Before going to the Soviet checkpoint at one end and after leaving the Soviet checkpoint at the other end, you're required to stop at the appropriate Allied checkpoint, either Allied Alpha or Bravo. On being cleared by RMP to leave the Allied checkpoint, you travel to the Soviet checkpoint along the following route. As you leave the Allied checkpoint car park...
You know what else I was thinking about? And let me know what you think about this idea. There's a lot of free movies on YouTube. And I was actually thinking of trying to do like a little watch party type deal. I really miss the watch party function. And if I find something free on YouTube, then like, you know, clearly I'm not like stealing anything paywalled. So, you know.
Turn right onto the Autobahn.
But we gotta see what they have.
You're advised to set your trip meter to assist you with your navigation. Take care of lorries and cars coming from your left. Move into the left-hand lane, which is clearly marked military. Stay in this lane, obeying all speed limits and traffic signs. Pass the East German crash barrier, under a sign gantry up to an East German barrier. Stop and wait for the barrier to be raised. Once the barrier is raised, move forward, crossing the Autobahn that comes from your right. Traffic from your right
Colossus,
should
the
give way,
Forbidden
but
Project
take
is in the
care as
public
this...
domain.
Colossus, the Forbidden Project? Okay,
Does not
let
always happen.
me take a little...
Pass the first Soviet
Let's
barrier.
take a little gander at this right here.
Lane and halt at the stop sign outside the Soviet checkpoint building before the zebra crossing. The checkpoint should be manned by Soviet soldiers who look like this.
Ooh, we got some King of the Hill. I wonder if I can find the lost episodes.
Manned by East German soldiers who
That'd
look
be
like
fucking
this.
sick.
You should either return to the Allied checkpoint or demand to see a Soviet officer.
Sci-fi
If you are
suspense
prevented
thriller?
from returning or a Soviet officer does not arrive, you should remain where you are until RMP come to assist you. When stopped at the zebra crossing, the person you have nominated takes the travel and identity.
Damn, this is a very Globus coded description already. You know, massive computer system dubbed Colossus. Similar to the Russian, but so it's like a evil computer sci-fi type beat.
documents.
Sounds kind of cool.
Do not take any other documents or your travel pack with you. Approach the Soviet sentry, who will be standing close to the small hut on the left of the road. He will salute you. You must, irrespective of your sex, status, or form of dress, return his salute.
It's the
Hand
OG.
your travel
It
and
inspired
identity
war
documents
games,
to him.
Terminator,
will
etc.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I found a version of it in German, but maybe there's subtitles, you know? I mean, we might have to salute a couple Soviet officers on our way to watch this, but that's cool. We have... Okay, there's no closed caption. Since when do I have the stable volume option on YouTube? That's crazy.
Has it.
Oh. With like English subtitles and everything, huh?
Check your documents, and once satisfied as to their accuracy, will return them to you and indicate that you should take them to the checkpoint office. On entering the building, you will see on the right-hand side, about waist high, a document tray similar to those in banks.
IDK
only the
about
glass has been
subtitles.
painted over.
Yeah, if we don't have subtitles, it seems like it's...
as simple as possible.
Oh, wait. I think this is English dub, so... Okay, yeah, no, it's in English, so we don't even gotta worry about... Okay, yeah.
Place your travel
We might
and
do that.
identity
We
documents
might do
in the
that.
tray. They will be taken by a Soviet officer or soldier for checking. When the Soviets have finished this check, the documents will be returned to the tray. Take them and check that all ID cards and passports have been returned and that passports have not been stamped. If they have,
All this is teaching me is that borders have, like, always kind of sucked. And that's all I'm getting from this so far.
the Allied checkpoint. Also check that the travel document has been stamped by the Soviet official. Return to the Soviet...
Although, like, I wonder what one of those...
Sounds like it would make for good music samples.
Possibly. It's got that, like, it's got a pretty old-timey feel to it. Yeah, for sure. How much do you think one of these, like, travel documents is worth now? Now that the Berlin Wall's gone and, like, all that shit.
Soviet sentry and hand the travel
Like, that'd be a cool thing to, like, have on your wall. Little frame and everything.
and identity documents to him.
Cool piece of history.
He will check the Soviet stamp and return all documents to you and indicate that you may continue your journey. He will again salute you. Return his salute and return to your car and
His
proceed.
salute.
As you move forward, the sentry will give his final salute, which must be returned. As you approach the barrier, it will rise. Cross the junction. Beware of traffic from your right. Observing all speed limit and road signs, continue to the end of the checkpoint area, where you will see this sign. You are now on the open Autobahn. Note, the maximum permissible speed for a car on the East German Autobahn is 100 kilometers per hour, and heavy goods vehicles or cars with caravan or trailer is...
Okay, it's getting kind of boring. Let's just find a video of, like, somebody driving on the Autobahn back then. Then we got our historic picture, like, in our brains and everything. Another British video.
The violence
They've put it up, well they're putting it up
just was not
to 12 and a half.
part of everyday life.
Yes, I know
This
that.
is like-
So when
The,
you're paying,
what the actual net result will be.
Oh no, I'm not on that term. I don't know if you make it up at the end of the year.
it's almost
It's basically my
for a meeting.
I mean, I don't know. Probably just a very tense drive. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess that works. We could jump right into the movie. Or we could find out why older NASA footage is better than newer NASA footage.
Even as a non-American, the close-up shot of the massive U.
At Globus_the_elder could make a video like this Dusto coded video https://www.youtube.com/watch v core
Wait.
ENF2Y1K6K8
Dusto coded. I do kind of watch a lot of like doomsday type shit. I don't know why this like it is kind of a morbid fascination. Like I've watched a lot of like people getting stuck cave diving videos. I don't know why. It's just like a morbid curiosity. Just reminds me to not like go too far into fucking abandoned mines when I go hiking, I guess. Radioactive waste will remain dangerous for thousands of years. You know what's funny? I literally had like a very similar video pulled up. I literally had like a video about like a town that got like polluted and poisoned. So wait, where was it? Okay, here. Fuck. Reading. Radioactive waste will remain dangerous for thousands of years. In that time, civilizations may fall, languages extinguished, memories erased. The HITF was tasked with creating an effective warning system to protect whoever or whatever comes after us from the dangers of the atom. This is an artistic interpretation of that warning using publicly available recommendations and material from the HITF and the words of the message they created. Also, I think like a lot of like my curiosity about this kind of stuff just comes from like where I live. They did a lot of like nuclear tests and shit, just like north of me. And I don't know. Sometimes I think about that. Like, if I went back in time, like what, 70 years or so, and I like looked over to the horizon that way, there would be a visible mushroom cloud from that test. You know? Sometimes I wonder if the dirt and the dust the wind blows around is radioactive.
Radiation is the ghost that haunts the atomic graveyard.
Those whose hopes are pinned on plutonium have chosen a strange god, Pluto, the ancient giver of wealth, the unseen lord of death. Atoms for peace, atoms for war. Some say we are ready for nuclear power. This is the time to choose.
This place is a message. This place is a message.
Also, I think another reason is like I discovered Fallout New Vegas during the pandemic.
And part of a system of messages.
Sending this message was important to us. Pay attention to it.
Pay attention. Attention to it.
Pay attention to it.
Pay attention to it. Attention to it.
We considered ourselves to be a powerful culture. This place is not a place of honor.
No highly esteemed.
I like this illustration right here and that Wikipedia you linked. The little faces. Hold on. It's probably not centered. Like I kind of feel we can probably turn that guy on the left into an emote. He's like, "Oh no."
Deed is commemorated here.
Nothing valued is here.
What is here is dangerous and repulsive to us.
That's a cool illustration.
This message is a warning about danger. Danger.
I don't know, I guess like the Cold War era, like fears are fascinating to me because like I was mentioning this on my stream yesterday. Like I didn't grow up with the Cold War Red Scare propaganda being really heavy. It was more Bush era, fucking Godsmack, fucking join the Navy commercial, fucking type shit. So a lot of fast cuts here. You know, I'm not sure that a government warning would be this creepypasta, but
The danger is in a particular location. It increases towards the center.
The center of danger is here. The center of danger is here.
that sounded like one of the TTS voices. That threw me off.
Of particular size and shape.
And lowest.
The danger is still present in your time.
As it was in ours. As it was in ours.
The danger is to the body.
And it can kill.
And it can kill.
Yeah. Does this mean I'm a doomer? Does this mean I'm a doomer? Am I falling into doomerism? Also, I just realized like I'm kind of dressed like this today. If only if the hat was blue and it's like a Bernie shirt instead. But I've almost got that the exact outfit on. I just noticed.
The side of the Saturn as it slowly lifted from a pad is to me still one of the most impressive and iconic pieces of space-related footage ever shot, and even.
And on this like note, I was like, back when Base of PJ used to stream a lot, and he did his like his chop shop like modcast type stuff. We were talking about this when SpaceX did that launch, because this specific like footage right here. Oh, oops, TTS is muted. Not, but also making it a creepypasta would be like deterring. This is why I have TTS. I have to read. You're like deterring future encounters from messing with radioactive materials, assuming it's not visited by life which did not recognize the creepiness of our pasta. Oh yeah, I do have fun with visuals. But yeah, like this like particular launch, I think this is the Apollo launch compared to what was that SpaceX launch? With the concrete chunks. Just gonna search SpaceX concrete chunks. This shit.
It was evident well in advance that launching the
They didn't put a flame diverter underneath that big ass fucking rocket, that heavy, super heavy Starship or whatever. And here we go. This footage right here was like the result. This is like Elon's launches in Texas because he's like saving money and shit.
causing damage to cars, tanks, and other launch complex meters away.
Damn it. These quick cuts are killing me. Alright. We're like right here. Nope. Right here. So look at this car on the left. Just getting smacked by a fucking rock. And like compared to that, this fucking like Apollo launch, it had a flame diverter, so there was no like debris being fucking like launched everywhere, and this was a massive fucking rocket. This is like the moon rocket, right? And like the way they recorded it, they had these cameras like encased in quartz. Like instead of like a glass window, it had like a quartz window, and
now it still fills me with emotion.
It was just so much better when it was nationalized, is my point.
This
and I'm hoping this explains why. I haven't seen this one yet.
Many other launch shots of the Apollo and later space shuttle missions are still so good not only because they're amazing eye candy, but because they showed the launches in ways that we just don't seem to see these days. Many of these were originally intended as engineering footage and only meant to be seen by a few to verify everything was going according to plan or record it when it didn't. These close-up shots of things like the engine starting up and going full throttle from just a few meters away, all the way to the stage separation some 30-odd miles high, were caught in amazing detail on what many would regard as old and antiquated film cameras. Yet, with all the advances in camera technology we have made over the last 60 years, we still seem to struggle to create shots of the modern day equivalents, namely Artemis and the Starship launches, that match the Saturn and shuttle. So
I think like a really big like misconception is that like if it's an old film camera, it's gonna be bad quality. Like there was like they just used larger film, and like the reason they're able to remaster a lot of old movies into like HD is the original film reels were like in really big fucking resolution, you know? So it's more the process of like converting it to digital than anything else. But like a lot of cameras from back then had incredible fucking detail.
In this video, we can enjoy some of those iconic pieces of footage again and look at maybe why we aren't seeing the same for the latest generation of space hardware, but also the opportunity.
Oh god, I hope he mentions how it's like privatized and turned into a bunch of billionaires competing with their egos, please.
New cameras bring. Back in the days of the space race, the US government, mostly through NASA, made public information films that would show the progress of the Mercury, Gemini.
Wait a minute, are those like astronauts?
Speed controller extension which also has capability for HOTS for skips ahead/back of arbitrary length.
I have a lot of extensions already though. You know what, I'll try it out. Hopefully it doesn't slow it down. Cause like, I've got the one that gives me like the thumbs down, the return of the dislike, you know? I got my ad blockers. I got Sound Fixer in case we get left ear audio, so I could fix that. Yeah, I've got a bunch.
https://chrome.google.com/webstore/details/video speed controller/nfo-albilbmfbjehopabbk.
Bars. Also, I gotta find this for Firefox. Video speed controller for Firefox.
An Apollo mission.
I stopped using Chrome because Chrome started like fucking up the ad blockers, you know, because Google owns YouTube. They fucking like integrated the ad block fucking anti-ad block shit into the browser, and like that just pissed me off and made me switch to Firefox, which uses up a lot less RAM anyway.
Often going into great detail about how they were going to try to achieve a particular outcome on almost every subject, from how the engines were being tested to what the astronauts will be doing in space.
Oh, they do have it.
Thousands of these films were made and helped keep the public interest in space going in the 1960s, 70s and 80s. Now with the internet, they have found a whole new audience.
Oh shit.
These films are now an invaluable source of information if you want to find out more about our struggle of how we got to where we are today, and how the race for space was seen at a time in the world when it was very different to what we live in today. Launches, both test and real, were filmed and showed the successes and failures in glorious colour, but these films...
I moved from Firefox to Chrome over a decade ago when Chrome was faster. Then login account CloudSync sorta locked me in. Been meaning to switch.
I still have like the... Like Google still logs me into YouTube and all that stuff automatically. I actually prefer it because like a lot of that like CloudSync stuff I wasn't a fan of anyway.
Were not just to show.
But look, they got a flame diverter. That's just like such a basic thing I wouldn't have expected them to get rid of. I'm gonna get some food, but I'm still listening.
The public where their hard-earned tax dollars were going. Their primary purpose was to record where things went right and wrong. This wasn't a new idea. In World War II, the German engineers recorded the test flights of the very first ballistic rocket system, the V2.
I use
After the war, these
Firefox.
ideas
It
came
imported
with
all
them
my
to the
Chrome
US as they
shit.
started work on creating the successors to the V2, which would eventually become the Saturn
Flame
rockets of
diverter
the
is
Apollo
just a
program.
hole in the ground.
From
Good one,
1950 to
Mr. Hyperloop.
1998, there were over 3,400 launches from what is now known as the Kennedy Space Center, and out of those, 450 failures occurred. Documenting the tests on film became more sophisticated as the rockets became larger, and the placement of cameras into areas that would have been impossible with human camera operators like in the early days of the German V2. Some of the most amazing shots were from the mobile launcher platform of the MLP, which held the Apollo Saturn V and later Space Shuttle. In the time of the Saturn rockets, the MLP also held the launch umbilical tower as well as the Saturn V. When the shuttle came along, the tower was removed and a fixed service structure at the launch pad was used instead, leaving just the shuttle to be carried on the MLP. Up to 120 cameras were used to capture the footage, not only from right next to the rockets, but also from camera platforms around the...
Yeah, so that super heavy launch, I got my food now. That super heavy launch tripped me out because, like, there were, like, all these, like, amateur photographers setting up their cameras.
If he had hyperlooped the place, then launched without diverters, blasting into the hyperloop.
Oh man, that would have been fucking wild. Also, oh my god, dude. Imagine you're just driving to work in the sketchy tunnel and just fucking rocket flames just fucking start blasting. But yeah, like for that super heavy launch, fucking there was all these like SpaceX launch. There was all these amateur photographers getting like really fucking close to the launch pad using their own personal equipment. And like their cameras got fucked up, dude. Like just their cars got fucked up. I'm honestly surprised nobody got injured. Like, let me see what I can find. There was like, this is like a couple years ago, so it's a little bit harder to find because SpaceX is literally launching a rocket like, I don't know, multiple times a fucking week for their fucking like Starlink shit. But yeah, people were setting up really, really close with their own equipment, and it was just so sketchy. Also, like the fucking spaceport that like is set up, I think it's pretty close to Padre Island or somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. And I was reading and
Cooked a fan. I think his other fans would think that's metal or something.
probably they fucking sacrifice themselves to science or humanity or some bullshit. It's kind of cultish. Oh wait, I gotta stop smoking weed before stream. I lost my train of thought again. Oh. Just so fucking sketchy, dude. See all those chunks? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, since it's like located really close to Padre Island, apparently, all these boulders flying all over the place next to a beach where like endangered sea turtles lay their eggs is not good for the sea turtles, you know. And there probably wouldn't be large boulders like just fucking launching fucking horizontally if like they had a fucking flame diverter. I'm still mad about the flame diverter.
Entire launch site and up and down the coast to track the craft until they were at the edge of space. Starting with Apollo, cameras were placed in locations that seemed almost impossible and allowed them to capture never seen before images.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So now, when I searched to find like that launch that like fucked up the like ecosystem where the sea turtles are. Now there's videos saying that he's saving the sea turtles. And they date back to about 3 years ago when he fucked up.
Elon blasted turtles should get some portion of white people motivated to dislike him more.
Well, that's probably why he got all his fucking like people to start like doing some positive PR to cover it up. I'm gonna try to find it, but there was like this video of like one of the people like walking along that beach, and you just see this like this fucking trench, like this fucking like 300-foot long just fucking trench dug in the fucking beach, and then this huge fucking boulder that finally came to rest. I'm gonna try to find it.
This footage of the Saturn V on the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. The camera was a photosonic 16mm camera running at 500 frames per second.
Turtle
and
Slayer.
probably using a 10mm lens, which was common at these distances. These were used around.
It's turtle murder. It's turtle. Nah,
the MLP to
that sounded better in my head.
record high-speed footage for engineering purposes. This one, known as E8 or Echo 8, looked at the F1 engines and the hold-down arms for 5 seconds before the launch till 15 seconds after the launch. This footage would also show that one of the covers for the hold-down arms failed to retract and cover the arm completely. It also showed the effectiveness of the water deluge system.
Oh, also destroying shorebird nests. No pictures of the damage on that though. Then let's see. SpaceX explosion, just a stone's throw away from nesting sea turtles, sensitive wetlands. Video not available. Oh, Boca Chica Beach. That's what it was. It wasn't Padre Island, it was Boca Chica. Yeah. So that's a thing they're trying not to talk about.
And the ablative paint on the hold-down arm covers. This and other cameras were mounted within about 5 meters of the rocket to look at various aspects of the launch. Cameras were also mounted on the launch umbilical tower to monitor
baby
the
butcher
swing
of
arms
Boca Chica.
retracting, supply lines disconnecting, and to check the exterior of the rocket as it left the pad. And this is where we get to see the massive USA lettering passing the camera. When the shuttle was in service, cameras were mounted on the fixed service structure to record the same as the shuttle left the pad and look for damaged heat tiles, SRBs, and covering foam from the fuel tank. Back on the MLP, to survive the incredible heat and blast from the F1s, they were housed in steel enclosures made from 1/2 inch thick or 12.5mm steel plate. Inside that was another enclosure made from 1/2 inch thick or 12.5mm aluminium plate. So as not to pose an explosion risk because of the vented hydrogen from the tanks and the rocket engines that could possibly get into the enclosures before the engines ignited, these enclosures were pressurized with 7 psi of nitrogen throughout the launch.
Hearing a non-posh coded
The
English accent shout out the USA letters is a thing.
Yeah.
Then look through special quartz windows to withstand the heat and blast of a rocket exhaust. Although this is shot on 16mm film, the quality of the film is still fairly high even by today's standards. 16mm film has an equivalent digital resolution of around about 2300 by 1700 pixels, depending upon the grain size of the film and how it was scanned. But it's the way it reacts when it is overexposed which really marks it out compared to HD digital cameras. Whilst the exhaust from the F1 engine is very bright, as in this Apollo footage, you can still see the blue sky in the background and the dark
Dab
areas
bangers are
on
quartz
the MLP.
glass. It occurs to me.
Dab bangers?
It's only when the rocket has lifted up enough to allow the water from the deluge system to be blown around instead of...
I didn't know that. That makes sense though. Is Pyrex considered quartz or no?
flashing to steam, but the image whites out for a moment before coming back again. We can see this better in the footage from the shuttle launch with the solid rocket boosters, or SRBs, and the RS-25 main engines. The SRBs in reality are...
Well, I think I found it, and maybe I was confusing sea turtle eggs for shorebird eggs, because... yeah, this is like... the eggs were like right there, the launch was right there, you saw the way it was like fucking sending rocks flying out. Yeah. It's weird though, like 3 years ago it was really easy to find like the pictures of the damage. Now I just find like tons and tons of YouTube videos like praising SpaceX for saving sea turtles. It's really weird.
Much, much brighter than the RS-25s, which just burn hydrogen and oxygen, producing hot
I think
water
Pyrex is
vapor or gas,
borosilicate, not quartz. It the specifics off head.
which doesn't produce much light in the process. The SRBs use a solid
Also, I
propellant that
wonder if
contains...
Zupafest would make a good banger.
Zupafest? Oh, definitely. If Zupafest was still around, they'd be making the best fucking bongs. Like, for fucking sure.
Ammonium perchlorate as an oxidizer, 69.6% by weight. Atomized aluminium
Big throwback on the topic of East Germany from earlier.
powder as the fuel, 16%. Iron oxide as a catalyst, 0.4%, and a binder which also acts as a fuel at 12.04%. These materials burn much brighter, by as much as 1,000 times more than the RS-25s.
What heat
Looking
does
at
to
the normal
Zupafest, but
shuttle-
I didn't even think about the bongs yep.
I don't know if it's like shock resistant, like as far as like temperature. I forgot what they did to the Zupafest stuff.
Launch from a distance, the SRB
We watched a video about it, but I forgot.
are as bright as
Also, this is making me want to play Kerbal even more.
the sun, and to the naked eye you
We might launch some Kerbals into the sun right now.
can't really see anything around the engines. But looking at this footage taken from the 16mm camera on the MLP, you can see not only the RS-25 exhaust plumes, but also the SRB exhaust and the blue sky behind, really showing the very wide dynamic range of a film and its ability to capture both dark and very bright images at the same time. The 16mm cameras use an automatic exposure system which can be seen operating as the sky turns a deeper shade of blue as the very bright exhausts of the SRB come into the shot, but it doesn't.
I think one of the biggest problems with like digital cameras, especially in the early days, was like that dynamic range. Because like if you look at like an old digicam in the footage, like the sky is almost always like just fucking blown out white. Like you can pretty much see in the shadows, but like anything like too far out of that light range is just overexposed.
The entire image. We can compare this to a shot of the SLS rocket on the Artemis 1 mission back in November 2022 using modern digital cameras. Because this was a night launch, there's much less overall light in the shot, but you will see that the SRBs overexpose the image, so much so that you can't see anything once they light up and come into the shot. Seen from another camera that had a lower exposure setting, the image is now very dark until the SRBs light up the scene. And even then, you can only see the exhaust plumes and not much else of the rocket or the surrounding areas, considering just how bright these SRBs
So why don't they just use the old cameras
are.
if they're better?
This highlights the biggest difference between film and digital cameras.
You know, like if it's not broken, don't fix it. What happened to that? Whatever happened to that?
And that's its ability of film.
I
to
wonder if
handle
the upgrade from CCD to CMOS sensors helped.
I was watching something on that. I think the CCD sensors were the ones where like there's like the vertical line of like sensors in the array, and it has this effect where like if there's like a really bright light, you see like this streak of light down the middle of the entire photo or the entire like frame of the video. There's like a blur effect to the CCD.
Exposed situations. I came across a great example by Bill Lawson on his YouTube channel comparing the dynamic range of film versus digital over a 21 stop range of underexposure to overexposure. For what I'm about to show, I'll use only the overexposure test. You can see the full test in the link in the description. This is using film and digital still cameras, but the same principle would apply to moving images. As the exposure goes up one stop at a time, the film image gradually loses detail and becomes progressively more grainy the higher the exposure. However, the digital image quickly starts to break down after +6 stops, and by +10 stops, it's completely washed out. The very latest top-end digital cameras like the Red V Raptor has 17 stops of dynamic range, which
That's a crazy fucking camera. That is a crazy looking camera. Look at the size of that sensor.
can match
I guess that's like probably the same size as the fucking like mirrorless Sony cameras you get now, like the Alphas.
that of film, but I don't know if they can handle the very overexposed images in the same way that film can. Maybe any Red users out there can let me know in the comments. Another issue is that most modern CMOS sensor cameras have an issue called a rolling shutter effect. This is caused because the image of each frame is
Oh, check it out. He's gonna get into it right here.
built up by scanning the image line by line from the top to the bottom of the frame.
He's gonna explain this so much better than I was going to.
This takes a certain amount of time, so with a fast-moving image, or if the camera is subject to vibration like that from a launch of a very powerful rocket nearby, the image can move before the scan completes the frame, making the subject look like it's bending or jelly-like, which can be seen in this shot of the SpaceX Starship launch. Film cameras or digital cameras which have a global shutter expose the whole frame in one go, so rolling shutter is not an issue, as you can see in virtually every shot of the Apollo program in the 60s and 70s. On the issues of stability, the NASA long-range shots were taken with mobile camera mounts, which were developed from World War II anti-aircraft gun carriers. Even the modern Kino tracking mounts were very large and extremely sturdy, and had to be to hold multiple 3,800 to 5,000 millimeter lenses weighing over 100 kilograms each. Any slight shake induced by the vibration from a rocket or wind would make a shot focused on the high-speed moving rocket almost unusable. The use of lighter cameras and mounts today also contributes to the rather shaky takeoff videos we see. So whilst the change in camera technology may mean that we don't see the close-up engine shots like we did with the Apollo and Shuttle using film cameras, the miniaturization of today's cameras opens up new visual opportunities, such as in the staging section of the SpaceX Starship and the external views from the rockets during takeoff and in the reusable booster landings. Maybe one day we will get digital camera technology that will allow us to see close-ups of the engines at takeoff, like we did with the Apollo and Shuttle days. But for these special images, we could just take a leaf out of the old book and just use film cameras again.
That's what I was thinking, you know, just use some film cameras. All right. I didn't need that second window capture as long as I thought I did. Should we do some Kerbal? Should we launch some Kerbals into space real quick? Will people stick around if I do some space stuff? I've mastered the art of like sending them to the sun. I almost had some success sending a Kerbal to the moon, but
1000mm lens. That's 5 meters, or 16 feet, the same height mankind plummeted when thrown off Hell in a Cell by The Undertaker in 1998.
Wow. I didn't know The Undertaker was an astronaut, but somehow that makes sense in my brain. Okay, so I came up with a new technique here for just fitting as many engines as I possibly can. but I have varying success with it. Hold on. God damn it. I think the problem is no. Wait. Not like that. No. Maybe like that. Okay, so I think I gotta... It's really hard to get it like... What if I put the snap on? No, that's not helping either. I want it like that. But we want it to be even so that there's no rotation. Okay, that looks pretty even, right? And like these engines, let's see, they have... This is the strongest one, I think. So we have 7 engines with 3701. What's 3701 times 7? 3701 times 7. We have just under 26,000 pounds of thrust on this, which is cool. And then we could just like add some more fuel. Wait. Okay, yeah, now we're good.
5,907.
Yeah, so almost 26,000. Okay. And then like to stop this from falling apart, we really don't need much more than like that and that and that. Oh wait, I fucked up. I didn't have symmetry on. Damn. I hate when that happens. Try this again. Put that. 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 And then we give it some of these. Boom. Boom. There we go. And then let's see. We'll put the Boeing space shuttle nose.
Right kind of medicated to bust out 1x 4-digit multiplication mental math.
I have the exact kind of like ADHD neurodivergence that makes me fucking terrible at that, so I appreciate that you're able to fucking do math. I can't. My brain just says no. I have to pull out the calculator straight up. Oh wait, that's not very Boeing. We need like the round nose. There we go. That way it looks like a fucking airplane we're sending into space, just hella lazy. And let's see, where was the thing where... Right here. Fill that up with Kerbals. We don't need any getting like
I tried doing makeup on a plane, but it still looked like a plane. You are getting frame drops of stream, I think, of capture and chem in your mic.
my GPU is like... Okay, now it's normal again. My GPU was working like overtime for a second there. And now it's back down to normal.
Yep, it is.
That's weird. I wonder what was hogging up those resources right now. videos in the background or something, maybe. I'm not sure. I do have a lot of windows open. Now let's see how far this gets us. We got 3,448 Delta V.
Just had to mine some bitcoins real quick, no big deal.
Yeah. I think we could probably point those a little bit more down, but it's also kind of giving us a little bit of stability with that angle. We're gonna burn through that fuel pretty quick. But I just want to see how fast we go. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good so far. Let's see if we make it into orbit. If we could just make it into orbit, which I think we are. But I don't think we'll make it out of orbit. That was pretty fast. Usually I have to do 3 times speed. We didn't have to do 3 times speed right there. Okay. So we're no longer accelerating. God, that is so close to reaching orbit. That is so close to reaching orbit. Maybe we need like a little bit of angle, huh? Yeah, look how close we are. We got so close. All right. I'm gonna have to change a couple things. It's funny that it says vectoring thrust down there because that's probably what we're gonna end up doing. Is we're gonna change the angle. That way we can like hopefully get more like straight vertical thrust without having to fuck with our weight. How does that look? Okay, and then we just gotta fix the rotation. Yeah, I guess we'll take off the magnet right there. So close. Something's off, but I don't know. I guess a little bit of rotation hopefully doesn't fuck us up too much. It might. It actually might. It could be catastrophic, but we're gonna hope that it's not. And I don't know, maybe we could stick some boosters. Let's try without the boosters, because it's gonna add weight. The thrust might not like be worth the added weight. We're just gonna try this. So with it fast forwarded, it's looking good. See a tiny bit of rotation, but not too much. Actually looks like it's stabilized. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, we're in orbit. We're still launching. I think the angle worked. Alright, we're in regular speed. Let's check that trajectory. Okay, cool.
Pointing them straight down is still stable as anything. Rotation theoretically helps stability, realistically wouldn't be for a steered rocket though. Getting them all straight down is maximal efficiency of thrust and fuel.
Well, what worries me about the oscillation is like, it starts to do this wobble, right? And if that wobble gets like past like a 10-degree angle, the whole thing fucking flips upside down. And that's the problem mostly when I'm still in the atmosphere, but you know. So let's see. That takes us into orbit. Okay, that's going to take us into an orbit of the sun. Okay, perfect. So our next step, we're gonna go back to the drawing board. And we're gonna put together a second stage to deorbit us from the sun.
Center of pressure is forward of center of gravity.
Yeah, I haven't been looking at the let's see. This is our, what is this? Center of thrust is down there. This is center of gravity. And center of pressure is the same as the center of gravity. So not above it, but not below it. So maybe that's an issue. I don't know. So far it works. We just need a second stage. So we'll just like toss an engine on here and hope that we have enough thrust for the additional weight. We'll use the powerful one, and we'll give ourselves like that much. But I didn't put a separator. Almost forgot the separator. Put that right there. Put that right there. And make sure we got a full house. We're good to go.
Also, as fuel empties, I think it simulates motion of the center of gravity, which would move backwards. More stuff up front should stabilize in this regard.
Hopefully. That would be cool if I could see the center of gravity during the launch. That would be pretty neat. I'd be curious. I need to paint this a brighter color, or put some lights on it, or do a day launch. Actually, a day launch would make more sense. Okay, definitely got some added weight. But we're climbing pretty good. I was going for overkill, that way we would have enough thrust to hopefully allow that second stage. Yeah, we're in orbit, we're still burning. Okay. And then we could take this opportunity to turn our thrust down and separate that stage. And then check out where we're going. Okay, we fell short. We fell short, but we could use a little bit of thrust. We could use up like maybe half of it.
You can change fuel level in the building for checking center of gravity, and for if you want less fuel for some reason. Best not to forget and leave empty.
Okay. We went through half of the second stage fuel, but that's going to get us into orbit. So we're just going to let it do... Okay, so now we're here. So we need to time warp to here. And then I guess we could do a maneuver plan. Usually I just wing it, but we could do a maneuver plan. Which would just be like, how far can we retrograde before we run out of fuel? That is frustrating. We're just short. Okay. I think some detachable boosters might be in order.
Stream stutter again.
Okay, so it's the game. The game's doing it. The game's doing it. I've found the limits of my GPU, it seems. Which makes sense because, like, I was looking at, like, one of my old playthroughs from 2 months ago on this game. And I was getting, like, 0 frames the whole time. And I just didn't care. Oh, what? Wait. 2 engines. We were missing an engine. We were missing an engine during that launch.
Always meant to try is just getting dockable fuel into space en masse to dock together and fill up one big craft.
That would be interesting. Dockable fuel tank. I have not successfully docked. Like if I were to try to build a space station, I don't know if I can like do a flight plan that complicated without fucking it up. That would be like a big challenge. It's a goal. It's a goal. That would be really cool to build a Kerbal space station. But so far all my brain cells are capable of is sending them into the sun. Maybe after we succeed with this. We are in orbit, still burning. Thrust down, separate the stage. Let's check out our trajectory. Okay. So I think
KSP-1 has stuff either built in or mods for timing the rendezvous and for locking on to docking ports and whatnot. Docking is nicer with a 3D6 DOF space mouse.
With a what? Space mouse? I didn't know a mouse could survive in space. Oh yeah, I don't got nothing like that. At best, I could probably like get an Xbox controller. I'm gonna pause. We're gonna go over here.
Roll, pitch yaw left, right, front, back, up, down.
Ah, I see. Yeah, like you're. It's like. Okay, actually, I'm already good to go into orbit. We can cut off completely. It did not take much of a burn. Okay, cool. So, I think this time around, we have enough to get into the sun. So we just gotta let it go over here. Boop. Boop. Okay. Now we gotta wait till we're at the abscess. Whatever you...
I wonder if your VR controllers could be worked up as 6DOF.
I wonder. Usually, VR controllers are a frustration. Oh, not time warp to that position. God dang it. No, maneuver plan. Okay. Not again. Okay, what if we scrap that and then we try from right here? Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Time warp to here. Alright. That way we can do a maneuver plan from... Fuck. from right here, which would almost fucking get us there. Okay. Fuck. Why are you like this? There we go. Okay. So what, maneuver plan from here? Will that get us closer? What if I maneuver plan from here? Is that any better? Nah, it's all kind of cutting off at the same spot. So... maybe just more fuel on the second stage, I guess? Or maybe some boosters on the first stage. I think we can probably just, like... slap, like, 4 boosters on it. Like... okay, maybe not like that. We'll do, like... we'll do, like, right here. And then we'll just, like, fucking... slap some boosters like that, and then we'll just reinforce it. You know? Give it one of those. One of those. Some of these. And then we'll just like... do like that. Okay. And then some nose cones. Oh, not those ones. Put those on the first stage. And hopefully that'll allow us to use the entire second stage to deorbit into the sun. Alright, we're getting closer. Alright. We're gonna get into the theme here. We're gonna do this classic shit here. And you know what? We're gonna wait till daytime. man. I even played the fucking song. We were missing one engine. I don't think we're gonna get into orbit. We're gonna have to start over. I call do-over. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Okay? We're hitting the reset button. I was expecting to drop, like, frames right there, but I guess not. Okay. Okay, wait. I got so many windows open. Okay. Looking awfully stable and not leaning to the side for sure. Okay, we're gonna put this engine down here where it belongs. And we're gonna... Oh, wait. I was supposed to do a daytime launch. Whatever.
Like there's some memes about doing the boosters first, then main engines later. Maybe. Also,
Maybe.
being able to detach the boosters might help.
Well, the boosters last longer than the solid engines. That's the problem. The boosters aren't gonna finish before the rest of it. I thought about that, but then I was like, the boosters, the ones up here, the 4, they last longer. Okay, so we're just gonna fast forward. We're gonna hope it makes a difference. I just want to take a moment to fucking give a shout out to all the lurkers. Like, it says 4 on there, and if I can average like that, I think I might actually get affiliate. So, shout out to all the lurkers. Thank you. See, the liquid engines stop, and then we let the burner, the boosters go.
Idea would be let solid boosters take to orbit, then you'll have plenty of liquid to get to the sun.
Well, let's see where we're at. We might do that, but I don't know if they have enough thrust. I don't know if we'll get enough speed. We'll try it. Yeah, because... Or maybe strap some boosters to the second stage. I was thinking about that. Since the second stage is going to be much lighter, but it like... Okay, let's see if that made enough of a difference, because we're not far off from getting into orbit. Getting a speed boost from the moon is also not a bad idea. Yeah. Okay. We can revert to launch. We'll try activating the boosters without the other rockets. We're gonna try that. And then if that doesn't work, we're going to move the boosters up to the second stage and make this even more top heavy. But instead of hitting launch, we're just going to hit activate, 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 and activate, and play. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought I was gonna do. Yeah.
The liquid ones also work better in space.
Well, the liquid engines that I've got are they're launcher boosters, so they're like really high thrust.
Can do partial throttle.
Yeah. Okay, what if we keep the boosters that we have and just add even more boosters? So our second stage.
That was my other idea.
Actually, you know what? Why don't we just put a bigger fuel tank on the second stage? You know what? We're gonna do a bigger fuel tank, and more fucking, yeah, more fuel plus boosters. We're gonna do all of it. So we'll just get 4. We're gonna make it separatable. We're gonna put some of these bad boys on. Okay, those are too big. We're gonna put some of these on here. And then we can probably fit. Is this pushing it? That is definitely pushing it. But also I don't care. We're doing it. And then that's let me see. Where did that... So that's gonna be this stage right here. That... Wait, no, we don't want... Okay. Let's think about this. We'll put those boosters in... Fuck. I'm really fucking this up. For these boosters, we want to move right here. Okay, and then separation after that. And then we want the second stage above that. Come on. Okay, so we got all these, and then these, and then we separate them, and then we got this engine that keeps going into the wrong spot, but that's okay because I fixed it. Okay, I think we're good. We got a full house. We got a full house. All right. All right. This is a very ugly spaceship, but it might work. I think it's gonna work. Alright. So from here, we're gonna separate those boosters. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Glorious. Glorious. Alright, we are now orbiting the sun with a full tank of gas. We have finally got this far. Just zooming out now. Where the fuck am I? Oh, okay, it's all fucked up because, like, my boosters, I think, are also orbiting the sun. A little bit of space junk. What? It's not letting me... Oh, I know why. Okay, now we do it. Right? Oh, that's weird. Okay, something weird's happening. It's not letting me do the, It's not letting me plot a flight plan here. Which is a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, I guess, like, we could just do that manually. We could just, like... just manually fast forward until we get to about right... here, and as long as it reads retrograde as retrograde, get our RCS lining us up here.
He arrive. He arrive.
Oh hell yeah, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Fucking, and now that we got it fixed, we can wait, is that exclamation point shout out or exclamation point SO Lev L head?
So head. Follow Ovalhead at https://twitch.tv/Ovalhead. They
yeah,
were last playing music.
Oh
Pog.
yeah, we're doing the thing.
Hodub. Watch a playin'.
We are playing Kerbal Space Program 2, which is like a space video game.
Profile picture twice to count as a viewer for affiliate pushing.
Yes, I would be very grateful. I'm only one thing away from hitting affiliate, and that's an average of 3 viewers. And this stream is pushing that number up, so we're going strong, and thanks to Love Ahead, we're going even stronger. But this game's like it's like a space thing. You build spaceships, you launch these little green guys into space.
You on day way Gillian 9 Salute 7.
So we're sending them into the sun. I created this spaceship, this Boeing capsule here, for the purpose of sending all of these cute little people into the sun. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And then I've got a space theme. You know, we're doing space stuff here. We're also getting our VOD muted, but that's okay. So from here, we point ourselves in retrograde, and we start burning. Actually, I'm gonna do a full burn, and we're gonna go over here where we can like see our flight plan. Hopefully, it's actually acting really weird, but like you can see our orbit right there, and theoretically this circle should get smaller.
You guys been good? Just remember, meet me at the wood
Hey, thanks for the follow. So we just retrograde and burn, and that circle should get smaller until it like shows a path into the sun. If this works correctly. But I'm not sure if it's working correctly. I really hope we don't have to try again. I mean, theoretically, we're pointed retrograde. So we should be deorbiting right now, but it's not showing the flight path. I don't know why. I messed something up with that. But once you burn through all this fuel, we should be getting closer and closer to the sun. Oh. Don't want to miss it. Oh no! It bounced back. Guys, I don't think we made it. We get to about... How close do we get? Oh, we got so close. Okay, I think that was user error though. I think our ship is good. We just need to think of another space song, another space themed song.
Are you Triba hit the sun LOL?
Cause it's easier than going to the moon. Like all you really need to do to like launch your little dudes into the... Oh. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. You didn't see that. It's one of the easiest. It's one of the easiest things to do because like once you leave Earth orbit, it automatically orbits.
So you just do shit level he smoke.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Uh-oh. Okay, we're just going to launch. Alright. Yeah, like I almost got them to the moon. It's a much more complicated process to do that. You can also build like space stations and like dock, like, you know, space parts, and you could do a lot of cool stuff on here, but like it actually gets into the science of it, which creates kind of that learning curve. But I think we're gonna have some success.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, like the whole like deorbiting and like calculating how to get yourself into the orbit of like a fucking celestial body. I didn't know how to do that, you know. I thought it was gonna be like a flight simulator, you know. Point yourself in that direction.
Choose to go to the moon not because it is easy but because it is hard. Virgin JFK versus Chad Dusto. We go to the sun because it is easy.
Bars. And truth. And based. You know? Nobody's thought to touch the surface of the sun. Until now. Okay.
Fuck yet.
Alright, okay, I think the phases were a little bit... Oh, okay, so it was this that I need to move to this stage. So from here, it's gonna like detach right there, and then we're gonna activate these boosters. We're gonna do this at normal speed. Boom. Alright.
Free fusion on the sun.
Hell yeah, you know? All that untapped energy. For all we know, there could be oil there. There could be oil in the sun that we are not drilling for. You know, and if that's not un-American, I don't know what is. I guess theoretically, like, well, okay. So this is our current trajectory. Based on our thrust, we're gonna get to this point, and then we're gonna...
_ elder they. It's free real estate mem but fusion.
Yeah. So we're on a trajectory to fall back to the Earth, but the boosters are kicking in, and you can see like this is just climbing. Okay, now it's saying we're close to out of fuel. But maybe we should do a daytime launch too. That might also be a problem, that I didn't do a daytime launch. I'm technically launching away from the sun. But also we gotta be pretty far away from the sun to do that trajectory. We gotta be on the outer, like the furthest part of that circle, so that the inner part collides. Okay, so we're done with that stage. So we're gonna ditch the boosters. I said we're gonna ditch the boosters. My man, make me look bad here. And hopefully, actually, I'm gonna activate these too. Just because I think that's why it wasn't giving me the trajectory. So, okay, making sure that's on. Okay. And then Earth should be getting nice and tiny. Boosters are behind us. A lot of time goes by. But what is time and space, you know? Okay, so now we're orbiting the sun. Pretty much back to where we were before. And, no, it's still not letting me plot a path. So, okay, we just don't have any autopilot. It's cool. We kind of get the idea of it, which is just point yourself retrograde. Yeah. We can bring this classic back.
Packed my bags. Last night, pre-flight. 0 hour.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's fine.
9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high. As a kite by then. Oh, miss the earth so much. I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a tight
I mean, it looks like the sun's getting bigger, right?
The touchdown brings me back again to find I'm not the man they think I am.
Okay, it's definitely getting bigger. We're getting closer. We just gotta have faith. We're Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Burning out his fuse out here, alone. I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown bring me round again and find I'm not the man they think I am. Oh, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning up.
I think this is just an orbit. Look, it gets bigger, and then it gets smaller. We were so close, you guys.
25th, 2012. Also featuring Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker.
Oh, hell yeah, we're getting...
www.youtube.com/watch. V equals UZFSJG0VK7A.
Bars. We can like maybe put that like right here. Okay. Dude, I got so many windows open. This audio is like...
We are likely to miss a lot of references, and also it's 2012, Turf Island.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Fucking William Shatner used to do a commercial for like a lawyer, like a local lawyer here. I always thought that was like kind of funny. Okay, so this engine is supposed to be down here. Okay. And this...
BBC.
Good evening to you. And welcome to
this one down here, I believe. Yeah.
I'm William Shatner. And in the news this week...
Also, Shatner has said anti-trans and anti-autistic things.
Yeah, like I don't expect... I kind of like put Shatner on to make fun of him most of the time.
This video is not a video of honor.
Nothing with William Shatner is with honor. It's kind of giving like he wants to be Bill Maher, but he's not.
Dogba leaves London in his private jet. There's evidence that Roman Abramovich really...
We're gonna try to do a daytime. And that should put us on a better trajectory.
As an Afghan army recruit reports back to base, there are suspicions that he may have spent too long patrolling the poppy fields. And at the G8 banquet for world leaders, Nick Clegg is given a vital role.
Huh?
On Ian's team tonight is
Or Mar
a
Mr.
writer and
Shatner
broadcaster.
calling. Come to think of it, could be Mars thing. Just realizing they're both Bills.
Yeah. There's some boomer humor for sure.
It's just a lot of people he's been nasty about want to punch him in the face. Please welcome Charlie Brooker.
Okay, so liquid fuel done.
And with Paul tonight is a writer and broadcaster who supports Chelsea.
And
So
boosters, boosters, boosters.
throughout the evening, but somehow end up on the winning side.
All right. Next stage.
With the bigger stories of the week. Ian and Charlie, take a look at this.
It's the G8 summit.
Is Cameron sunning his moobs?
French Prime Minister, he just hasn't got the hang of it, does he?
Oh, that's a man
Nick
using a
Clegg was
computer to
party of
monitor
the
the
Liberal
three remaining
Democrats, third-party centrists, coalitioned with the Conservatives at the time. His deputy prime ministership was part of that deal, mocked as symbolic.
Huh. I never really kept up with British politics.
coins in the economy.
This is the
Prime Minister.
summit and Greece's attempts to
Party
cling on
leader.
to the euro.
Oh, party leader.
Can I just say what a joy and what a surreal experience it is having you on the show?
May I say, this is an out-of-body experience for me, too. How did the head of the International Institute of Finance describe the state of Europe?
It's a catastrophe.
It's a Eurozone meltdown, which sounds like a gay nightclub.
Okay. Okay, so now we should be able to Okay, where are we? Okay. So we just wait until we get into this fucking solar orbit, and hopefully, which it looks like, okay, this is what it wasn't doing before that we're able to do now. So we have the apoapsis, which I believe is the furthest part from what we're orbiting, and then there's the periapsis, which is the closest part. We want to be on the furthest part of the orbit, so we're going to time warp to there. Right? And this is what we're supposed to do. This is what I was trying to do last time, so create a maneuver plan right there. And retrograde. Wait. Yeah, we're pulling retrograde. And that orbit gets smaller, smaller, smaller. And hopefully we don't run out of fuel before... Oh, we did run out of fuel. Son of a bitch. Okay. What if we did it from here instead? No. God, it's so frustrating. We're just we're so close, you guys. Look how close we are. But it's not enough. We have to go back to the airbase. Okay. We have to go back to the assembly building. We'll just put a little bit more fuel. We're just gonna fit more fuel. That's all we need. Just a little bit more fuel to deorbit and a daytime launch. And we're gonna get it this time, I swear. I swear. Listen, bro, I swear, bro. This time, bro, we're totally gonna get to the sun, bro, I swear. It's gonna happen. We can trust the Boeing capsule. It keeps putting this engine in the wrong spot. Put that engine down there. Right? Hold on. This stage. Okay, looks good. This stage. Looks good. And we'll combine those for that stage, and we're good. Okay. Go to the launch pad.
They're very worried about Greece. I know that much. I saw a headline that said markets slide on Greece.
And then...
Well, somewhere between catastrophe and...
Oh, I was supposed to do a daytime launch. It's too late.
The second biggest ball of hot gas that's damaging to look at after Elon Musk.
I just realized how uneven I like did everything on this rocket. It's really just slapped together.
Never painted the worst people.
Wait, what was the Elton John song? Oh, Elton John did Rockin' Man. David Bowie did Space Oddity. I always get those two mixed up. Always get those two mixed up.
And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then.
Alright. Go back to normal speed.
Other good space oddities include Chris Hadfield and Ramin Djawadi.
Oh yeah, Chris Hadfield did a good one. He did like a cover of the song in the space station.
On such a timeless flight, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to.
And we just gotta wait for the thrust to build up, the gravity to die out, and then this should just go poof out of nowhere. Any second now. It's totally gonna happen.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find.
And then that's gonna put us where in relation to the sun? Like that. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Alright.
Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids.
Okay, we're gonna separate. Oh. Oh. Well, fuck. We had a rapid disassembly, you guys. We have experienced a unplanned rapid disassembly. If you use the word explosion, you're fired. Alright. We wait till daytime without this tipping over? Listen, we are confident space engineers, okay? We know what we're doing. You didn't see that. You didn't see that, okay? You saw nothing. Also, the sun's going down, and the light is changing, and I need to turn on the light. Do you guys ever get that feeling like when you're busy doing something and then the sun goes down outside and like it just gets really dark, like you forget to turn on the lights, and there's this like second or two that just feels kind of sad? Like you just feel like instant seasonal depression until you turn on that light? Or was that just me? Okay, so that rocket needs to go down there, okay. That stage is good. I think we need to separate that from that. Yeah, okay, I think that was our problem. But to avoid tipping over on the launch pad, we should probably put one of these clampy boys right there. And I'm sure that's enough to hold the whole thing. I'm sure that'll be fine. That's probably enough. We need to save money, you guys. We can't be wasting money on things like structure, okay? Look, it's fine. It's fine. That's normal. Okay, we're gonna wait till the daytime. Wait for that sun to come out. Oh shit, shit, shit. Oh, fuck, fuck. Okay. Sun's out. Bun's out. Launching. Totally normal launch. Everything's looking good. You can trust us with your money. We're doing great on this.
This is a certified Boeing stream.
Yes. This is a certified Boeing. We're going something else that rhymes with it. I don't know, man. We're gonna fast forward a bit here and put on some music. I'm gonna get back in the vibe here. You know what I kind of want to do, but it would be really tedious? Is just like spend a whole day just launching as many satellites into Earth orbit as possible. Just to do what SpaceX is doing right now. Just keep creating space junk over and over and over again until there's just like a big mess. But that would be very tedious. It'd take a long time. I might get bored. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, reaching the end of the booster stage. Okay. On to the next one.
I wonder if there's a Kessler syndrome mod.
Wait, what's Kessler syndrome? Is that like a space junk thing? Kessler syndrome is a nightmare space scenario in which a number of satellites and orbital debris is so high that collisions occur, each one generating more and more space debris, and in turn, cascading collisions. Ooh.
What a peaceful place. Yo, have you guys been good? Just remember, meet me up to put the
I have more alerts than that. What about the other alerts I created? Thank you for the follow. It's not supposed to play that same one over and over again.
Kessler syndrome is when we can't launch rockets because oops, all space junk.
Right, so that's kind of like what I'm thinking whenever I look at like them trying to do like look. Satellite internet would be great. But like the way they want to grid like a shitload of satellites, like just there's always a satellite on top of you. I don't know how realistic that is. I feel like something like that would happen, you know? Like we would just end up with a bunch of space junk. Because they're launching several of those satellites a week. That's why, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we'll let a billionaire do a spacewalk. We're doing this shit all the time now. I check my alert settings while we burn this fuel. Wait, is it in there twice? Huh.
Are internet satellites low orbit and prone to re-entry?
I think they are pretty low orbit. I watched a thing about it. There's a video explaining it. I'll bring it up in a second. I think they are low Earth orbit. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next stage. This is where we exploded last time. We don't want to explode again. So I'm just gonna let those get a little bit of distance. I was kind of hoping they would fall behind me, but whatever, it's cool. I think we could turn on this next thing. And we're just gonna bring that down. I keep forgetting Starlink. That's what it's called. I was forgetting the name of it. Starlink explained. I still got my other window up here. Oh, we'll put that up there. All right, Starlink explain. Yeah, this is the one we were talking about. I was talking about it.
Starlink is a global initiative by SpaceX to create a global broadband network by using a constellation of low Earth orbit (LEO) satellites to provide high-speed internet services.
That answered the question pretty quick. Yeah, it's low Earth orbit. They're these little CubeSats. They're launching like a fuckload of CubeSats, and they want like a constant grid around the entire Earth. I don't know if they're prone to re-entry, but I'm assuming anything without like a propulsion system to keep them in orbit would be, you know? Even the ISS after like so many years is going to come back into orbit. I guess maybe they're so small they burn upon re-entry, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Rural and geographically isolated areas where internet services do not exist. Starlink uses satellite internet service technology that has been around for decades. Instead of employing cable technologies like fiber optics to deliver internet data, a satellite system sends radio signals across space. Ground stations provide signals to satellites in space, which then transfer the information to Starlink users on Earth. The goal...
Wait, that's the moon. Is that the moon? That's the moon. Should we go to the moon, you guys? We could go to the moon right now. We could totally just go to the moon. It's right there. You guys want to go to the moon? We don't have a lander or a parachute, but we could crash on it. We accidentally... Bro. The moon's harder than the sun. I did this by accident. I didn't think I was going to get an encounter. We just happened to fucking be at the right place at the right time. We just turn on the RCS, give ourselves a little bit of retrograde here. Yeah, let's try this.
Trip to the moon.
Yeah, basically. Be the first Kerbal to die on the moon, man. It's like you're a part of history. Yeah, look at them. I want to get my Kerbal camera where we zoom in on their little faces. Alright, we're going to set that up real quick. Just got to adjust the crop. There. Boop, boop, boop. And then cut from the left. Boop, 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 boop. And we could see how many G-forces they're under too, you know, it's valuable information for science. There we go. We could look at our little heroes up here. Our brave little Kerbals. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to do this as a flight plan rather than trying to wing it, because it's not very often that I get this close. Oh, but it's not letting me do a flight plan. I guess I do gotta deorbit manually. Okay, where are you, Moon? Oh, right there. Let's see, what's a slow enough speed? I'm guessing like once we're below 1,000 meters per second, you know, we're probably good. Alright, let's see. Are we passing? Are we passing? Or are we going towards it? Let's give it a little bit more burn. Really slow it down a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna hold. We're gonna hold. See what it does now. Man, I should have put a parachute on here. If I would have known. If I would have believed in myself, you know? Did we at least get ourselves into a moon orbit? Because we were about to blast... Yeah, we're still blasting past it. We're gonna have to deorbit burn even more. Okay. Slowing down even more. Slowing down even more. Good thing we got a lot of fuel. Oh, here we go. We're orbital. I think we're orbiting the moon now. Wait. No, wait, I don't want to leave the moon orbit. Okay, we're just gonna We're just gonna keep doing this. We're just gonna keep this deorbit. Okay. We hit 0. Now we're spinning. And to be honest with you, I have no idea what's gonna happen. I usually don't get this far. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing the thing, you guys. And we still got fuel. Like, almost half a tank. I was shooting for the sun, but you know, the moon's also pretty cool. Last time I got close to landing on the moon, it actually, like, kind of, like, glitched, and I just, like... Yeah, I just glitched through the moon, and I just didn't get any closure, so... I think we gotta do Dark Side of the Moon for this one, though. Even though we played it already. I think we have to. We have to play it again. I'm afraid to fast forward because I don't want to fast forward too much. Like, we're still in orbit. We are just under 300 kilometers above the moon's surface. Okay. How do I get it to point up? Oh, here we go. That's what I need. Oh, we're not gonna save this. It's too late. Oh no. Alright guys, we did it.
I think the altimeter can be changed manually, and your target.
Yeah. I think I could also pack a parachute next time. But hey, we got to the moon, you guys. We got to the moon. We did it. We did it. Look. Dark side of the moon. You know? Rest in peace, Kerbals, but also, you know, it was for science. It was for science. You know? Look at the Earth in the sky. The not the Earth, but like the Kerbal Earth, the Kurth. It's beautiful. Alright. Should we like play a game now? I mean, not play a game, watch a video. I gotta go to the bathroom. I think we could switch over to... I didn't think about that. You're absolutely correct, and I didn't even fucking think about that. I would be a terrible astronaut, man.
Rip Kerbals for science.
Yeah, for science. It was for science, I swear. Listen, bro, they had to. We had to do it. We had to do it. We didn't have a choice, bro. Steve Wallace camping in an abandoned mine.
Hey everybody, welcome to
We love Steve Wallace around here. We love stealth camping. We love urban exploration. Let me just get the YouTube title right there.
I wonder
And,
about solar sail mods.
Solar sail is a really interesting concept. I remember the first time I read about that, it kind of tripped me out, but it makes sense. You just save this game, cross that out, and my GPU will thank me. Alright. We're in Steve Wallace mode. I'm gonna use the bathroom, but I'm still listening to this. Ooh, I forgot. I had some other tabs open. I got this video about liquid crystal displays, and I know it sounds really boring, but there's some like the most beautiful visuals in this video that like I've ever seen. I was thinking about this video last night, and I was like really glad that I found it. But we'll do a little bit of Steve Wallace first. Or you know what? Steve Wallace is 40 minutes. This one's only 12 minutes. Let's do the liquid crystal display video for Posey, and then we'll do Steve Wallace. Yeah.
Always inspired me.
They recently did a successful solar sail test.
Oh, I thought that was like an established technology. Maybe it was like more of a concept when I read about it the first time. I thought that was like... I thought they used that for... I might be remembering wrong. I thought they used it for one of the probes, like Juno or something, but I am probably remembering wrong because I was like in high school reading about that shit.
LCD. The first ones, the unusual ones, and some explaining of the technology. What are we actually looking at? I'll keep the history short because it's complex and quite boring, frankly. So, the liquid crystal was first discovered in 1888 by Friedrich Reinitzer. The next 80 years, research was done by many people until George Heilmeyer and his team created the first LCD. From there, it took a couple more years, and in 1972, the first LCD products hit the market, like this watch. This is a DSM LCD, Dynamic Scattering Mode Liquid Crystal Display. When you see the display clearly...
So check this out. This is what made me think about this video last night. So I do this thing. It's like super lazy fucking mode where like if I want to watch TV before I fall asleep, I put on my VR headset and I put it in the pass-through mode, and I've got like this infrared like emitter, so like the tracking works and everything, but I can like put the TV screen on like pretty much right on top of me and just like watch TV, fall asleep. And I have this like alarm clock next to my bed that has one of these liquid crystal displays. And like when you're looking at the liquid crystal display through the infrared cameras on the headset, it looks really tripped out because like the letters have like this light that's like traveling through it slowly, like bleeding through it. And you can like see the light sort of like saturate into the letters. It looked really cool. Like it's actually really interesting technology that like we hardly think about. It's antiquated, you know, it's obsolete maybe even.
Like this, you may think, why did I change it to this? Well, I've been filming it in perfect light conditions. What looks like black hair is really a mirror. So why would I make a display a mirror? To understand that, I need to explain how it works.
https://www.space.com/NASA solar sail deployment.
Oh yeah, that is pretty recent. That's like last month. Okay, so it was just a concept. I was looking at like... That's interesting. You know, I saw the fucking Boeing capsule land like from the front of my house recently, which was kind of a trip. It landed in White Sands. So like I saw it like a streak in the sky for like a split second. They sent it back with like nobody on it. Are those astronauts still stuck on the ISS? They've launched like 20 fucking Starlink satellites, like... astronaut flight for NASA. Trying to look if there's an update. Oh, I could probably do better than a BBC article, but I...
Till February.
Yeah, they're stuck up there. It's crazy. They launched like so many Starlink satellites and like, I guess because nobody could fucking reverse engineer the Soyuz properly. The problem with the Boeing capsule is like, they had all these little RCS thrusters on it and like a fuckload of them failed. So they didn't know if it was going to be able to like return to Earth without exploding, which is cool.
Using a subwoofer, obviously.
Musk has agreed to rescue them if they build a Starlink satellite out of spare parts.
The molecules in a substance.
Musk has promised to rescue the astronauts if his ex-wife would just please return his calls.
Usually are oriented quite randomly, like here. But in a crystal, they point the same way, like this. An orientation like this shouldn't be possible in a liquid, but in a liquid crystal, it is possible. And look what happens when we apply power to our liquid crystal. The molecules stop moving around and all order is gone. And with power off again, the molecules revert back. So with power applied, the crystal's molecules scatter the light. If you get close enough, you can see the scattering in action. Noise. You could compare it with boiling water versus still water, but at a much smaller scale. Clear tape versus
Musk has agreed to rescue them if any of his children would just call.
Crystal clear, crystal diffused. If you wouldn't use a mirror, it would be hardly visible. Let's go closer and slow down the speed. This light scattering is happening inside the crystal, not on the surface. Let's take a moment.
That shit just looks so cool.
Wow, I need to investigate this further. How about a calculator? I actually own this one. Way cheaper than a watch. Sharp named it a COS LCD, crystal on substrate. But it's really also a DSM LCD. The hood is there for practical reasons. It's black from the inside, so you can't see anything reflect. And the window here lets light through for the light scattering. With the bright light, it can actually outperform its 90s grandson. But don't be misled. This display too reflects like a mirror. Except where the crystal scatters the light. So, how did they do it? Crikey. We start with 2 glass plates. In between goes our blob liquid crystal. Now we add a layer of transparent conductive material to one of the glass plates, in the desired shape. They connect to the sides where the power connections are. The other glass plate also has a conductive, transparent layer, and that completes the circuit. And for the best light scattering, we add a mirror. Every digit has its own mirror. Such an elegant design. I am now adding colored lights. This reveals irregularities. And it looks nice. This unit has passed the test of time well. After all, it's 45 years old.
Ik ben een debiel.
Nice. With the cap removed and miraculously my hand not cut, we can take a much better look at the display. Don't worry, this is a second unit. In this device, the liquid crystal has begun to dry out. Now, with the light fully reflecting, we can nicely see the conductive top layer. It's the lighter area outside the numbers that conducts and makes up the digits as well, while the mirror on the bottom defines the outer edges and completes the circuit. A bigger advantage of the cap removed is that I can now go super macro.
Crazy setup.
Let's take a moment to stare in awe at its magnificence.
But pretty worth it. Look at this shit.
Can you ever get enough of that? To give an indication of
we're not even done yet.
That was.
Never mind.
This is 1 millimeter. Unfortunately, we've reached the limit. But let's just push the limit a little further. It's quite difficult to get a grasp on what we're seeing here. But one thing is for certain, we're not seeing the individual molecules. Even this close, you can't possibly see that. But it certainly is beautiful. Are you still with me? You've been staring at a calculator screen for almost 4 minutes now. These are Williams domains, a state that appears when the current is lower, caused here by current leakage. Wouldn't it be cool if we could put a light behind the LCD?
This is so trippy.
Oh wait.
This is one of my favorite videos, like the way he did the sound design, the fucking like way he got the camera shots, like this is literally one of my favorites.
We can. And they did. This is not just one of the first LCDs. It
wasn't like the original Game Boy. I think the original Game Boy was a liquid crystal display too, wasn't it?
It's also one of the first backlit LCDs. It's 46 years old. 1973. It's liquid.
That's really cool. Look at the font. Like that looks like a 70s font.
Monochrome.
Crystal has also begun to dry out. The unfortunate fate that all DSM LCDs will face someday. But what's nice about old stuff is that you can do this. Disassemble while it keeps functioning. And here is our fully transparent display with light scattering digits. The backlit system works like this. A bulb guided by a piece of acrylic, shining it back down on the display, and a mirror on the button to duplicate the effect. And voila, a backlit LCD. Here's the conductive layers. And here's an interesting fix. So, now that we can backlit, it actually looks the same. But I want to show you one last thing. How about speeding it up? Notice how the pattern disappears and changes into pure noise. I just have one last question. Why don't they make these displays anymore? Can you imagine what beautiful devices could be made with this? Like a truly transparent clock. Or an actual mirror with the clock in it. Plenty of beautiful.
I do feel like a mirror with a clock in it like this, especially like if you like put it.
Displays have changing cleavage. Like me on HRT.
Wait, did he actually use that phrase? I didn't even notice. I feel like people would get like paranoid with a mirror like this. They would think it's like a two-way glass or one-way glass or something.
Applications. Well, there are two reasons why they stopped making it after only 2 years. During filming of that Sharp calculator, I had to recharge the 4AA batteries 2 times. So the DSM LCD is quite power hungry. But the main reason is the TN LCD. I'll talk about that in the next video.
But cleavage is a technical term for crystal structure.
Anyway,
I didn't know that.
That wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll promise it won't take 6 months for the next video, but only 2 weeks. Oh, that's quite a promise. By the way, if you're an LCD manufacturer, make sure to make DSM LCDs again because they're awesome. I have to go.
I don't know if I've ever checked out any other videos from this person, now that I think about it. I just remembered them all random like that. What's their most popular video? Segmented displays. Mouse cursor history. Every sound is sign. Oh, the motion extraction. I remember this. That one was kind of interesting. VFD displays. Alright. We're gonna give another one a shot. And just ignore the piercing fucking noise he's starting off with, you know?
I recently stayed somewhere that had LED lighting and a capacitive LED button in the mirror. I was a little disappointed it wasn't some sci-fi TV mirror.
You know the thing I notice about like LEDs and like cause I have like I use like some cheap Christmas lights for lighting inside this room. And then like I have like an LED smart bulb. And one thing I've noticed on camera is the flickering. Like there's like a certain frequency that like LEDs blink at, like that's like too fast for us to notice, but they flicker at like a really high frequency, and it kind of becomes visible on camera depending on your camera settings. Like what was the camera setting? Hold on, let me go in there real quick. Oh, power line frequency, the anti-flicker. So like if I set it from like,
it's like
oh, it's not gonna do it now.
Or whatever.
Yeah, like 50 to 60 hertz. Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes it'll become visible if I have that setting wrong. The flickering of the LED light bulbs.
Another blast from the past.
I used to have a 1990. Let me see if I can find it. I had a Thunderbird, a Ford Thunderbird, and it was a 90s car. And it wasn't like a really like special car. It was just like a cheap Craigslist beater from back in the day. But it had a digital dashboard.
Have you
that
ever
looked
tried to take a pic of one of those big LED road signs with a DSLR? It can be impossible.
I haven't. But yeah, check it out. I used to have a dashboard like this on this car, and I thought it was so cool. I don't have the car anymore because like it kept breaking down. It had suspension problems, oddly enough. The engine was really solid, but also it was without a title, and that was getting me into a lot of trouble. But I had to take this display apart and fix it. And then like I changed it to blue and like transparent and stuff, and like it was so cool. It was one of my favorite features about the car, is like not having a boring fucking analog fucking dashboard.
Vacuum fluorescent displays. VFDs.
I don't know if it was liquid crystal display or if it was one of these VFDs. I honestly don't know.
Remember when I said light blue VFD displays? No? Oh, anyway, I was wrong. Most VFDs on old stereo sets are actually white. But we in the Netherlands like warm light. So if we turn the lights on, the display looks blue. Most of the hi-fi came from Japan back then. And I believe at least back then in Japan, they lit the rooms with cool white light. And that might be the reason I've never seen a warm white VFD. And warm white doesn't look very modern, of course. They did make displays in other colors, but not warm whites. Despite this variety of colors, all these displays really have the same color. Here's a cassette deck with a broken VFD. At first glance, it doesn't make any sense that a part of the display glows pink. When we take a closer look, we see that this light is coming from a broken string. It glows pink because there is a pink filter in front of the display. With the front removed, the defect looks like a tiny light bulb, almost bright enough to read. And the display is turquoise. The pink filter makes the turquoise look white-ish. The defect is a string that broke loose from the spring. The broken string makes contact with another part of the display and it receives too much power, making it glow like a light bulb. The strings need the springs because the strings stretch and the springs fetch the stretch of the strings.
Hold up, say that again.
And it receives too much power, making it glow like a light bulb. The strings need the springs because the strings stretch and the springs fetch the stretch of the strings.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
They can sound quite musical, by the way. Anyway, when power is applied to these strings, they send out electrons. And a microscopic grid, also powered, guides these electrons to the filaments. And when a filament is also powered, the resulting flow of electrons light up the fluorescent phosphor on the filament. And all this happens in a vacuum. Vacuum fluorescent display. Apparently, the turquoise phosphor was the most efficient and durable, comparable with glow-in-the-dark phosphors. Presumably,
like technology like this literally just feels like magic. It feels like some sort of like magic.
That's why they chose turquoise with a color filter. The VFD of this late 90s Technics set looks different.
I love
like
living
those
in the future.
And you know what, like a lot of these old, I miss the age of like old high fidelity like fucking sound systems. Like the sound system my dad had in the house back in the day was so much cooler than any like fucking sound bar you can stick underneath a fucking flat screen, you know?
It is musical. So the strings must be behind the phosphor.
I think I might have trouble not rhyming
of the grid.
vacuum with continuum from now on.
Honestly, like, he was on some Dr. Seuss shit earlier, and I kind of appreciate it.
In the light. So it's a reversed design. They missed out on making the display truly blue like the LED lights. Instead, there's some kind of compromise filter. Some displays of the same era have actual blue phosphors, but perhaps that makes it too difficult to read. Let's remove the front from this iconic Akai amplifier. This display too is really turquoise, and the filter this time is bright orange. And separate from a neutral density filter.
I kind of wonder if it was one of these kinds of displays. Like, I'm wondering now, because like the dashboard for the Thunderbird, when I had to fix it, I had to replace all the light bulbs in the background. So I replaced these like filament bulbs with like AutoZone fucking LED bulbs. And then like while I was there, I removed a green filter and I put a blue filter and changed the color of my dashboard. But it was like a transparent fucking card. Like what I did was I bought some transparent, like they were like school folders, but they're made out of transparent plastic. And I just cut it out of that. So this is reminding me a lot of that like old dashboard digital display that I fixed almost 10 years ago.
Which blocks a lot of the ambient light, making the display nice and dark. Without it, you see all the electronics. Let's try out various color filters. Here's the original filter. And here's the pink filter that makes it look white-ish. It completely changes the aesthetics. Let's try some more. Yellow makes it lime green. and green makes it green, but you can't see the red anymore. And the same counts for blue. Purple contains red, so now we can see the red phosphor again. Actually, even red works for the turquoise, but very dark. I happen to have some redundant components, so let's see if I can change the color of this camwood.
Hold on. My earbuds just did something really dumb. Sometimes it'll like read that like I pushed the like touch button on the side of my earbuds and it'll just turn off.
Equalizer.
But they connected like really fast that time. I got lucky. That never happens.
More like your foes.
That looks promising. The neutral density filter here too is separate.
Not very buddy of them for sure.
From the pink color filter.
Not very good buds.
For warm white, you will need a very specific filter, which I don't have. So let's make the display yellow by using an orange filter. It worked. If I had used my brain and first tested it before assembling, I would have used 2 layers of the filter to give it a nice golden glow. The display of this old receiver is hard to read. It's remarkable how much light some filters block. This light green filter makes it much brighter, but now you can see the silver back. But a piece of black paper can take care of that. Nice. Time for a macro intermezzo with various devices.
He's got like some Daft Punk stuff going for this one.
This mini-disc player had interesting fluctuating patterns. So let's do one of my favorite things and get even closer.
Oh, that's crazy.
As usual, you can find the music you just heard on Bandcamp, and later also on some streaming services. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon on this channel about everything and nothing. And if you're really bored, perhaps I'll also see you on my second lazy channel.
Oh, he's got another channel? He's got a Bandcamp? He's got a Spotify? This dude does it all.
God, dat is even een kippenvel momentje zeg.
Okay, I don't like that noise though. I don't like the nails on a chalkboard hissing, unfortunately. That doesn't hit the same. But hell yeah. Cool videos by Posey.
I've got an
Good
idea
shit.
today that's so crazy, I just had to bring someone with me. We are going to go camping in an abandoned mine. So, with no further ado, let's get hiking. And this is the part everybody's going to skip over until we get to the mine. So I'll keep it short. it is bear and cougar and wolf country. So yeah, we're packing our bear sprays and hoping for the best. So looks like we're about a third of the way there. It's probably a total of 2.5 kilometers, maybe 3 kilometers in, which in miles, what would you think that would be, crazy neighbor?
Let's see, 1.6 kilometers per mile, so 3 kilometers would be a little over 2 miles.
Well, that was a little bit of elevation gain there, and now it looks like a lot more elevation gain there. What do you think about elevation gain, crazy neighbor?
I'm not liking it.
Me neither. These woods, loaded with bears, guaranteed. You can tell just from the way they look. The actual road ends here, and it's off on a little trail.
It's always interesting whenever like people do like abandoned mine exploration just because of like the danger of it. Sometimes they find cool old stuff down there though, like dynamite boxes, rail cars, stuff like that.
We're gonna have a good conversation here in case there is any bears. Then we can let them know we're in the area by talking loudly.
Hey bears! How's it going?
Oh yeah. You just know there's a bunch in there. Cougars, wolves, the whole bit. It's the real deal, guys. I can hear those mosquitoes pretty clearly.
Yeah, me too.
Just a little too late for fiddleheads here. I said I wouldn't stretch this part out too long. Let's go. Oh, this just keeps going.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here for a bit.
Yep, good idea. Oh boy. Litter on the trail. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous.
We just got to get to the end of this big tree, and I think the worst of it's over now.
Yeah, I think so too. So, just like a flight or two of stairs.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Now, some of these are a little loose.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the snakes probably live.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, they probably get like, I don't see why like southwestern Canada wouldn't get snakes. They got bears, they got cougars, they got beavers, they got everything, right?
Okay. That's the most serious hike I probably have ever done.
That was every bit as hard as I thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, we made it. Yeah, they say on all trails that one is easy to moderate.
Uh-huh.
I'll go with moderate. Okay. We've got our lights. And as always, this is not an example of something to do. Never go into an event.
Wait, have I seen this one?
I can't explain why we're doing it, but let's do it.
No, I don't think I have.
Only Canadian snake I know is Justin Trudeau. Haha, got him.
Now there's a second level up there.
I never really paid attention to Trudeau. Isn't he just like a lib? Like kind of like a typical liberal but Canada version? Or is he like more conservative on some things?
I feel like I've seen this video.
We've watched a lot of like mine exploration ones. You know what we might have? Should we just skip it? What else do I have on here? We got this guy doing... You know what? Maybe what we need is like a classic train hopping video. We got Illinois, Toledo, Chicago.
I guess so. I forget Trudeau's specific, except he also did blackface and also the rest of his body.
Yeah, I remember the blackface photos, which were fucking wild. Like, that much I know about. Trudeau. Blackface. This guy, right? It was an Arabian Nights cosplay. Apparently. But like, why is it in black and white? Like, how do they not have color photos from fucking... Did Canada not have color film in 2001? Were you guys... Was Canada really late on that? No? Wait, no, this is 2018.
LOL.
Like, this photo looks so old. This photo looks like the fucking 1980s or something. But then it's like, wait, he's not that old. Okay. Fargo. Denver to Lincoln. Denver to Salina, El Paso? Oh shit, he came to my hometown. I've probably seen this one though. Alright, let me skim through it, see if it looks familiar. I like watching his like really old ones, like his first video. He's like, sneaks onto the caboose car. It's just like an empty train engine. And he's just chilling in there the whole time, and he brought like a bunch of like fucking cheese and wine and shit. Rest in peace, Hobo Strobe.
Greetings, folks. Stobe the Hobo here. December 6th.
I've already liked this, so I might have seen it already.
Denver.
But I'm down to watch it again. If anyone else has seen it, let me know.
And for this week's episode, we're trying to go east out of Denver to Kansas and then double back and get to El Paso, Texas. So right now I am at the intersection of Brighton and 31st, and I'm just barely off the property. But right here, what we've got is a apparent...
So the United States does have public rail if you're brave enough. God, my camera is...
General Manifest train. So as you can see with this area, I mean, you've got right in here to the departure track, and the rest is fenced off. And then you've got, you know, cars and people. And fortunately, you can just say it's a Saturday. So this guy is closed, and there's not any activity here because it's kind of plain sight what's going on here. The fortunate thing is where I'm standing, there's really no problem right here. Just 5 feet off the property.
Oh,
so
that's no, it's about the same.
I mean, it's going to be kind of risky to just run and jump on in daylight. What's going on? Half an hour later, just kind of hunkered behind this little electrical box. Seems fairly low key. I don't think there's anyone really onto what's going on, which is fortunate. The new pot laws in Denver, I mean, people are hopefully more relaxed.
New pot laws. 8 years ago.
Caution, remote control locomotives operate in this area.
Wait, did it say that?
Than they used to be. I have met the bull right at this spot, the Union Pacific Bull, so if he drives up, that might be an issue. However, I'm not trespassing, so there's nothing grave to worry about.
Okay, so Colorado legalized weed actually 10 years ago.
It did.
And
I've seen such signs.
that's a little wild to think about, but also, I don't know how I feel about that. But, oh, what was I gonna say? I did it again. I lost my train of thought. Come on, brain, work.
Except if the bull drives through and sees me, he's gonna be on the lookout after this, because it's pretty apparent to a bull what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Cannabis.
On board.
Oh yeah, that's right. This takes place 2 years after Colorado legalized weed, because that's what I got like fixated on, was him mentioning the new weed laws in Colorado.
Hopefully
Also,
this train
haha,
leaves
train of
soon.
thought.
God damn it, I didn't even think of that either.
I'm in this to win this now. So you can see this is
Wait, do I have the bottom? It's like a generic version of it.
ride in the element of being able to see if the cops are coming. Look at the
I should probably keep the volume. Well, the volume's low on the video. Okay.
This is head level right here. Well, it's about an hour and 20 minutes later with no sign of the train moving. So I'm hoping this train is leaving today. It's a Saturday, which can be different than the weekdays for when these trains leave. So I was hoping not to have to pop the alcohol before leaving, but it's probably gonna occur. Alright, pulling out.
I see those holes and think crossbow.
You know, kind of same. Like the medieval castles, where like when people are intruding, it's like a little hole for like I can't blame Skyrim. I think I just watch medieval documentaries. But yeah, no, not same.
But medieval castles are my Roman Empire.
I think like the United States actually.
I still need to get a watch party going on that.
Oh yeah, I'm in the Discord for that too. Although like, yeah, actually I might still have time for that. I don't know how my schedule is gonna be, but I'm in the Discord for that. Fucking, I saw this map. It was like the US has more rails than any other country, but we use it all for freight trains, you know? Like we actually have a fuckload of fucking train tracks, you know? But that's all freight train shit. So I guess, let me see, Colorado, he's somewhere over here. He's gonna go over there. Oh, like you can't see my cursor. Hold on, let me fix that. Capture cursor. Oh, now it's in the wrong one. Go back. Okay, so he is, where is he? He's in Denver, so somewhere over here-ish.
The
And he's
only
gonna take,
rails for people are cocaine and DC parties. Send tweet.
nice. He's going over here. And then I guess that's Salinas right there. And then he's taking this long ass fucking train down. But look at the eastern United States. Look how many fucking rails there are. Can you imagine if it was like public transportation, you know, if only. But, you know, also, lesson of the day, we do have public transportation, we do have public rail if you're brave enough. Just don't get hit by a train. Wait, what's he got? D'Amour Sambuca liqueur, 42% alcohol by volume. I don't know what that is. Is that like a brandy? Oh, it says it. Wait. This powerful and elegant Sambuca is quickly becoming the standard in hobo packs across the nation. Substitute blowing rust dust for roast coffee bean.
Licorice flavor.
So it's like a schnapps kind of thing. 42% is like a little bit more than 80 proof, I think. So that's like about as strong as like a whiskey or a brandy or something. My problem is I couldn't drink like that because I would get dehydrated. That shit, like alcohol just dehydrates me. I get more dehydrated than I get drunk nowadays. Maybe I'm just getting old. Okay, let's turn on the captions.
Why does the free market not let them sell tickets to the roof of freight trains?
I'll probably get in bed. It'll be like a 14-hour sleep, which will be fairly simple because I got this guy that's already half done.
Under grim winter stars, the train traverses the lifeless landscape. He got poetic in this one. A little bit of eastern Colorado landscape. What's next to Colorado?
Rolling into Salina, Kansas. It's been a super long ride.
Oh, Kansas? Okay.
2 in the afternoon yesterday, now it's 10-something-30. So very slow. The train.
Oh yeah, Kansas.
30 miles per hour the whole time. I'm also filthy. This gondola here. Dust has just been blowing everywhere, all over the place. Definitely not a ride I would recommend if you can find something else. So anyway, I'm not positive if this train is going to dead end here and continue to KC. So I'm going to sit tight for a bit and see if we move. And if I hear
Okay, so original plan is to ride through Salinas to KC. I don't know what KC is. And then that's where he takes the train south to El Paso.
start taking the train apart, obviously I'll get off and try to figure something else out. Not much going on at this old factory.
I like the look of old factories like that. They had one and they knocked it down. And I was really sad because, I don't know, it looked cool when I drove by. Now it's just an empty thing.
Well, appears the train is dead ending here in Salina. That figures it would have been nice to go to KC, and I can't see any purpose stopping in this town for any reason. So naturally, Union Pacific has some kind of operation here where trains are made and broken up here rather than just going through to KC. So I'll be marooned here, guaranteed longer than I wish, here in Salina, Kansas. Maybe I'll go check out the town, see what's going on. So this is Salina, Kansas, which is pretty much just out here in the plains. I definitely didn't have any intention of stopping here, but this is where the train broke up, so that's kind of what the deal is. Unfortunately, with traveling on cargo trains, is they don't always stop in the coolest places, and it's not like I really had an option of getting off here. It's totally deserted. There's definitely zero hot chicks here, or hot guys if you're a chick. There's not even a store, there's not even a liquor store. I don't know what to tell you. I just really hope another train shows up soon. I guess there's still
Michael McDonald Christmas and Hits, December 16th.
Enough geezers in town living here to go see this concert, but that's pretty much about it for
Michael McDonald, Christmas and Hits? Like, what does that sound like? I'm gonna try to find that concert. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay.
culture these days during the holiday season.
Fucking Steel Reserves, man. That's a classic. It's always 211 in Salina. Those beers are so fucking nasty, but they're cheap and they're strong.
Well, folks,
I'd rather do a fucking Milwaukee's Best Ice than a fucking Steel Reserve 211.
looks like I'm probably going to be marooned here in Salina for quite a long time. The train has broken up. There's absolutely nothing moving through here. And hitchhike, well, as you can see, I'm completely filthy from that nasty gondola. So this is just one of the things you got to deal with on trains. If you're going to ride on a line with minimal traffic, you got to be prepared to be marooned. So I'm just going to go sit somewhere and try to figure out what to do. Hitchhiking is not out of, totally out of possibility, but it would mean having to at least clean this dirty face off. So for now, I'm just going to enjoy this cold beer on this miserable day in this miserable town. Out. This has been a complete bust. I'm just waking up here the following morning. Evidently, since the last time I've been kind of paying attention to this line, there's been a total drop-off in coal traffic due to some mine closures and the price dropping or whatever of coal to where they couldn't afford to send it on this line anymore. There's been nothing at all. There's been no activity in almost 24 hours here. And I guess the other train I was expecting to get the rest of the way would have been a coal, which is definitely just doesn't happen anymore. So you find that out this way occasionally. So the next step will be to hike to the interstate and hitchhike on I-70. Institutions like this in Salina work hard to prevent kids from turning into people like me and doing things like I'm doing right now. I don't know where the hell the kids are. They should be up doing push-ups outside in t-shirts right now. Some military school this is. It's about 3, and just due to the lack of rides, I'm looking at just going to Harrington and getting the Union Pacific main line to El Paso from there.
Harrington, Kansas is 40 miles southeast from Salina and has a much busier rail yard where KC El Paso trains refuel and change crew. Okay, more of a straight shot.
Miles. I'm here in Junction City, another totally pointless town if you ask me. It's just bleak. It's not that cold, fortunately, in Kansas, but I gotta just say, I left Denver 2+ days ago, and I'm about fried with all this. This place is not.
What does it say? 2 days could be a new record for a tourist visit to Kansas. He's been stuck in this town for 2 days. Jeez.
Interesting. It's not fun. I really just want to get out of here and at least get on a line where the trains run. This is horrible. Waiting hours and hours for a ride to go 26 miles. It's driving me bonkers, folks. I wouldn't recommend ever doing this. Hopefully me doing this and you seeing it will prevent you from doing the same thing. It's one ride closer here. It's out here in a pretty remote area, but it's 9 miles to Harrington. Walking distance, I guess, 9 miles.
He's walking 9 miles to the next. Okay, that sucks.
To what I believe is a far busier main line with a lot of intermodal trains going towards El Paso. Interesting wildlife specimen here. Sick of this. Oh my God, I'm so sick of this.
So, a 9-mile walk to the next city, he goes.
Just rolled into Harrington, another deserted Kansas town like Salina.
I like the lights.
You can see again, not much going on here in Harrington, Kansas. I'd say this town's a little bit better in that at least it's got a hill here, you know, topography. So anyway, at this point, it's kind of time to just get on a train and stay on for a while. It's possible I could be on board this next train to El Paso, Texas. Just probably about a 24-hour ride. So I'm gonna stock up here, try to get some beer, something, enough food for the trip. At the Heartland's Food and Liquor, right down this hill to the train tracks. What's going on? Stobe the Hobo here in Harrington, Kansas, and it's basically the same as Salina, this town. I mean, if you want to see the town, actually, you should probably just come here on your own, because I'm here at the train tracks.
There is no reason to ever come to Kansas.
How to get out of here and actually start like really moving on this trip. So what it appears is that
Facing south, south end of Harrington train yard.
is making the it's going straight and therefore south, which is not the direction I'm trying to go. The important thing is they're going slow enough at this junction. The junction's right here. You could bail if it was going the wrong way here in Harrington, Kansas. So the main concern here is going southwest. You've got this junction right at the border of the yard, and you see this track here curving off towards the right. I assume this is the track I want to Dalhart, Texas, and El Paso. And then here, the train that just pieced out of here, I think that goes to Fort Worth, looking at the maps of Union Pacific. So definitely want to go here, not here. So this signal here, I believe, will be green for any train making the right turn.
There's a YouTube guy from my city who used to
here.
make videos hating this place. More recently has traveled the world. I've not kept up. Just remembering.
Harrington, Kansas, specifically? Like, specifically the city that he's, the little town that he's in right now? Because if so, that's hella random.
The yard office and all this nonsense is all Union Pacific. So the plan is to hike up a ways past this office, and it shouldn't be an easy place to get on a stop train. Hopefully it'll make the right.
My city.
If it goes the wrong way, it's easy enough to bail off, but we've also got this signal we can look at. Hopefully we can.
I'm curious what he's going to see on the way to El Paso, because he's headed to my hometown right now. But I suspect it's not going to be much other than like empty desert and like mountains, shrubs.
Back there and basically know for certain what direction the train is going. December 9th. Been here a little longer than I thought. There's been a lot of trains, but they've been going mostly south. I'm trying to get one that's going west. So I've basically gotten to the point where I've got to start making tracks. And I'm gonna climb over these couple cuts of cars and get on one behind that I hope is going west. After almost 24 hours in this freaking yard, this train looks like it's leaving. I've heard, remember I only heard that all unit grain trains and unit covered hopper trains make the west turn at the end of the yard here. So yeah, it's kind of a gamble. When you ride for free, it's not as certain what's gonna happen, you know. Some might say it's not totally worth it. I ain't jumping off this thing if it's going any faster than this at the junction. So hopefully it's gonna make a right turn. Because if it doesn't, just gonna go the wrong way. I've been drinking and not jumping off this train at all. Passing through the fuel pad here, where they gas up all the trains. Woo! It's going the right direction! Yeah! Yes! Peace out, bitches!
Okay, EXSP heads southwest, diagonal from KC through Oklahoma, Dalhart, Texas, then southwest through New Mexico to El Paso. So he's on a long fucking straight shot now. Oh wait, what's he's got? That a leaning Kugels? Yeah, leaning Kugels. What is that? Snowdrift Vanilla Porter. Ooh, that's probably good. With vanilla. There used to be this really cool like beer place where I would get like cases of like Leaning Kugels and like beers like that for hella fucking cheap. And then the fucking place caught fire. They think it was arson and they had to shut down, and it made me very sad. But there was a while where I used to get really good beers for really cheap. Still on that bottle. He was too drunk to jump off the train, which is kind of crazy.
All right, so it's now in Pratt, Kansas, and the train, well, another stack just pulled up next to the train, the grain train I was on, and so I'm on the stack now, which is way higher priority than the grain train. Greetings from New Mexico. The train definitely made quite a bit of progress during the night. It was going high speed pretty much the entire time. So you can tell I've arrived in the southwest when you see this sinister fog rolling in here. Well, it's probably rolling out now that it's the morning. Yeah, the southwest is definitely a place with kind of a different vibe to it. You know, you've got Indian burial grounds.
Oh wait.
Evil spirits.
What did he say?
Vibe to it. You know, you've got
This spot is almost exactly dead center between
Indian burial grounds.
Glorieta Pass, hashtag good, bad, and ugly, and Civil War Battle, New Mexico.
Evil spirits. There's a lot of things that
Oh, and Roswell, Area 51. Okay.
unnerving, I would say, to be out here. I mean, listen, it is deathly silent out here. I can't hear anything at all. Might as well be in.
That's kind of what I like about it, though. Like, when I go out into the desert, like, if I go far enough, when I used to have, like, a 4x4, and then, like, I could, like, go far into the fucking desert, it was really nice in the winter, man. I miss it. I used to have a nice 4x4, and now I have no, now I don't even have a car at all. Sag.
Outer space. Additionally, you know, just think at night, this has the vibe of a place where the train would just cruise into one of these fog banks, and when it came out, whatever hobos were on board would have somehow disappeared off the train. No doubt victims to some kind of spiritual force that's definitely still in charge of this land. It's one of those areas where, you know, your cell phone doesn't work, GPS doesn't work. It's like one of those Bermuda Triangle dead zones, pretty much. So hopefully this stop is for a good reason, you know, like letting another train pass and not just because of some other.
There is a whole lot of nothing, for sure. Like, when you're driving outside of El Paso, like, even if you go east, like, you find weird shit like this. There's something called the Prada Marfa, which is like an art installation, And in the middle of that like big desert with like nothing around it, there's a Prada store randomly. And now they have a bunch of security cameras because people kept breaking the windows, stealing the Prada stuff. Because of course they're gonna fucking do that. But yeah, it was like a art installation in 2012.
Kind of weird problem that can't be explained. And even though you got these cactuses right here, man, look at that. Yeah, these things. It's cold. There's ample frost on these railroad ties.
Yeah, and then the thing about the winter, like in the desert, is there is like a lot of moisture like at night. Like where it was like super dry, like when the temperature goes down, the dew point does a thing, you get that fog. But there's nothing to block the wind chill. There's no trees, there's no nothing. There's just cold fucking wind.
One survival tip I'd like to point out here, if you were out of water here, all these rocks, they've got frost all over them. And obviously that's not a lot of water, but...
Okay, this was pre-COVID, to be fair.
If you did this frequently, you know, you would survive. You would get a cup of water, maybe from here to here. That's my indication that it's time to get back on the train. New Mexico for the crew change, right where the Burlington Northern Transcon crosses over this Union Pacific. Got a tanker train right here rolling through. Looks like it's ethanol, judging by the markings on the cars.
Yeah, like that's kind of the landscape that I'm used to right there. It's like you got like dry grass, shrubs, maybe some creosote bushes and like a really, really dry mesquite tree and then lots of cactus. Oh God, wait, what is that? Okay, that doesn't look good. That looks like one of those flavored... Oh, it's by Colt 45 Blast. It's like a flavored malt beverage. Oh yeah, no, it's got the watermelon flavor. That's like Colt 45's version of Four Loko or something. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's enjoying it. I bet the Leaning Kugels is a lot better. Also, he's dehydrating himself.
For locomotive.
Good one.
Totally snow up on that peak. So the hobo out here in the desert, just about probably 90 miles north of El Paso, Texas. And I'm really glad that I'm not here in like, you know, August or July, because it's got to be 130, 140 degrees possibly. So right now it's pleasant, although I would say it's still really not habitable for human life. There's not any sign of water around here. Looking around here, there's probably Gila monsters, extremely poisonous, that will bite you. I guess we got a couple people who live around here, but they're probably crazy nutcases who do peyote, is my guess. This is Highway 54, New Mexico. You got this, let's see if you can see, this hawk here. Definitely looking for some corpse with eyes they can just gouge out and feast on. Actually in Texas now. El Paso's got to be close.
just trying to see if I recognize where he pulls in.
Pretty close to town. I'm just gonna get off here.
Oh no, I think he's like downtown. He's like in town, I think. Unless, yeah, nah, he's like in central.
I'd like to see what the town is about. So this is El Paso, Texas, on the 10th of December.
Colt 45 is 5.6% ABV, which means it's 94.4% water, so it's hydration.
Yeah, the alcohol doesn't, it's not a diuretic or anything, you'll be fine.
Downtown area. Still trying to find just a place to get some cheap food, maybe some more beer. Just pretty much expended all my alcohol supplies. I guess this is where you'd go if you get pulled off the train. Very interesting. Looks like something in Salt Lake, at the Mormon complex. Very elaborate jail. In the main drag, Wednesday night about 8 p.m. Not much going on. Well, there's a little bit more going on nightlife-wise than there is in Harrington, where we were yesterday. I would still say it's fairly dull.
It's cool to hear him like describe, yeah, you know what, this is cool. Strobe the Hobo, reviewing my city from the grave.
Down here at the
A little better than fucking bumfuck Kansas, but still pretty dull, he says, which is fair.
border, it kind of looks like BNSF has got a train that crosses the border. It's right here. This is the bridge. I think it's both the auto and the pedestrian bridge right over into Juarez. The other side, folks, right there. Otro lado de la frontera.
Let's see what he wrote. It's worthwhile and fairly safe to cross into Juarez during daytime for tacos and margaritas. Based and correct.
Juarez.
You go to the Kentucky bar, which is not far from the downtown bridge. It's like a really old, historic, like old westerny kind of bar, and you can get like dollar beers, like $1 for a fucking like Carta Blanca bottle, which is cool. And then there's like a bunch of restaurants and street food and fucking t-shirts and big old fucking market. There's like street music. It's really cool, actually.
Sitting up here, then we got a train parked here going east, and then the border fence and Juarez. Here's the.
And he calls it a fence, not a wall.
The water is 98% not cyanide, hydration kappa. Green, white and red text, but no eagle, instructions unclear, took train to Italy.
I knew that was gonna happen.
That little vehicle. I don't know what he's doing, it's good to know what his car looks like. The thing about the bull is he looks tough, but he really, all he does is drive around and not do a whole lot. This is gonna do it for El Paso. I'm gonna check the town out and get a bus out of here to LA.
I wonder if they have any good videos about Juarez. Every time I look up like stuff about Mexico, it's just people like
Institutions like this in Salina work hard to
I don't know, doing like poverty tourism.
Things like I'm doing right now.
Okay, here's the 3-minute one. Yeah, this is the Kentucky bar. Let's see if it's a good video.
Ciudad Juarez, Mexico was founded hundreds of years ago by the Spanish. It's seen revolution, civil wars, and immense growth.
It's also seen a lot of firsts. The burrito was supposedly invented here.
So was Lucha Libre!
And even the margarita. Actually, probably not. We'll talk more about that later.
In the 20th century, the area was discovered by Hollywood and used as a backdrop for a number of great Western movies.
At that time, especially during Prohibition, thirsty Americans were looking for a place to wet their whistle, and they found it here at the world-famous Kentucky Club.
The Kentucky Club, founded in 1920, sits just 2 blocks south of the Santa Fe International Bridge that joins Mexico to the United States, and it is reportedly the oldest bar in Juarez. And despite its location in the hot desert of the state of Chihuahua, Mexico, it's not what you would call a cantina.
In fact, it more closely resembles a bar you might find in lower Manhattan than the dusty outpost that was Juarez when it opened.
Inside, you find a bar that stretches back into dim green darkness. The bar itself was carved in France for the Kentucky Club and shipped out here in 1935. Along the sidewall are hung glimpses of its past, portraits of bullfighting matadors, baseball players, and Mexican.
So yeah, it's like a historic one, fucking, and it's like super close to the fucking like bridge. Like, you literally cross the port of entry right here. Like, this is the bridge over here. And there's actually a Free Palestine. I wonder if it shows up on Google Earth now. There's a Free Palestine mural down there now. Like right here. And then, wait. Yeah, you cross, you come out here, and then like over on this like right side somewhere, I think is the Kentucky bar. It's like in one of these somewhere along that side. And there's also like a dentist's office. You can get like dental work really cheap. Get like antibiotics and shit. A lot of people go to Juarez for healthcare and shit. It's cool. Should we just dive into the movie? Or should we raid in somewhere? We could try to hit 4 hours. Call it an even 4 hours. And we'll watch something about China, because I don't know if I could sit through a movie after all. I'll save that for the next one. Okay, wait. There's got to be a cooler one. I want to see a bullet train in China.
I'm sleepy but could leave tab open.
It'll just be like, we could raid out. You know what? We'll call it. We'll raid out. It's been a good stream. We've had more viewers than normal. Fucking big thanks again to Levelhead for the raid. Big thank you to everybody that stuck around.
W stream.
But who can we raid into? Who's online right now? Let me see. We did a Doodleberg raid yesterday. Devin Art is an artist guy. What's he doing? Echoplex? Why do I follow Echoplex? Echoplex.
Paganox.
Oh yeah, Paganox is a good one. Yeah, you know what? Let's raid Paganox. Just give me a second to like see if I can get this page to preload. Hey, the pop-up blocker's back online.
It's Echoplex Media. For the record.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. I just don't want to do like follow and then raid because I don't know, for some reason that seems sketchy. I don't know why. But like if they don't know me, I'm afraid that they'll see that and think, okay, is this a hate raid? But yeah, we're gonna
I get it, haha.
I'll follow and then I'll raid. So go here, type in the name. Start raid. Do a little end screen. And
When you get that affiliate Compla 5 salute.
I'm getting close. This helped. I know this for sure helped. because I was like starting to get myself up to like 2. I've got a lot of hours of like streaming to no one, so I just gotta like keep strong for like a straight month, and it'll for sure get there. But the raid is going. Thank you again to everybody. Thank you, Levelhead. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, lurkers. It was fun. It was a good stream.
It will catch up suddenly. Bye OOL.
Wait. They're ending their stream. Holy fuck. I caught it just in time.
Very slowly, then all at once.
Okay. Yeah, Paganox is rating Maple Takes. Do I follow Maple Takes? I think I might. Yeah. Okay, it's for the better. We don't want to raid somebody as they're closing out. Oh, let's raid Saberspark. We watch a lot of Saberspark videos. That's the person that did the video on I wonder if they accept raids.
Classic.
I know it's weird to actually Spark. Yeah, this looks cool. They're doing pitch me an indie animated shows to watch, and they're like watching fucking animated fucking shows that their viewers did. That sounds cool as fuck. Oh, but they don't accept raids. They probably get a lot of hate raids. That's okay. Alright. We're gonna find something. We're gonna find someone.
Noise.
We're gonna... Although I do recommend fucking supporting Saberspark on Twitch. I thoroughly enjoy their videos.
It won't be sketch if we're there LOL.
Yeah, you know what? Let's try it. Let's do a... Is it Echoplex Media? Wait, you said it earlier. Yeah, Echoplex Media. I just want to make sure I'm in the right one. Alright.
Entirely false, fabricated. The one about the geese is particularly interesting because it turns out, remember, they're like, oh, look, they're stealing the geese. And
okay,
we found out later, one, it wasn't in Springfield, and two, as far as we
can
figure out, those geese were like in the middle, they were in the road, they got hit by a car, and somebody stopped and removed.
We're talking about geese.
So I don't know, probably a good thing to do, I suppose.
Some conversation about geese.
But a good thing to do. Anyway, up next we got this is Senator John Kennedy, and he seems nice. Check this out.
All right, and
you support Hamas, do you not?
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question.
I think we're
because
good.
It demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asked
Stick around for the raid.
The Arab American Institute, that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support
you
Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas
you don't
or
support